Wait, what? In my stream, this screen looks really different. Wait, wait, what's going on? This is impossible. This is something that's not supposed to happen, and yet it ensues. Mm.
normal then.
Okay, my headphone was on this entire time. Ugh. Okay. Mm, okay, what is going on over here? My green here does not show the same green on the stream. So what's really going on? I don't understand. Uh, what? Wait, nope, nothing happens. Uh, then why? Why is it like showing this way? I don't understand. Mm, wait, is it because of this thingy over here? Huh? Wait, wait, this one's not working. Wait, what's going on? Everything's broken. Shit. No way. No way. What is actually going on? Hmm. Wait. No. It is a dead end job.
Imagine a Space Marine chapter that recruits only babies? That is the Red Scorpions.
The time for battle is now!
On the arid feral world of Zabus Minoris, recruitment is a divine tithe rather than a trial of strength. While other chapters hunt for teenage heroes who have already proven their worth, the Red Scorpions look for something much younger. They believe that true loyalty cannot be taught to a man who already has memories. It must be forged into the very soul of an infant. Every male newborn is presented to the tribal temple during the first full moon of his life. Chapter apothecaries, acting as the gods from the sky, descend from their orbiting battle station to scan the infants. They search for absolute biological perfection, selecting only those with a gene seed compatibility rate exceeding 94%, while the rest are returned to their families. By recruiting at birth, the chapter ensures a total cultural severance. These children grow up as a tabula rasa, knowing no mother or father other than the chapter and the rigid scriptures of the Codex Astartes. Their minds are a blank slate, filled with fanatical conditioning that removes all individual identity in favor of absolute robotic discipline and a pathological hatred of mutation. This obsession with purity defines their every move on the battlefield. They reject camouflage as the color of cowards, marching into the heaviest fire in high-visibility charcoal armor. Even their neophytes are denied the safety of scouting missions, forced instead to prove their untainted blood by fighting directly in the main battle lines alongside their veteran brothers. Imagine a Space Marine
I forgot I had to like check. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm definitely live. Oh man. Okay, this is working. Hmm. Okay, it's just me. This one's working, so uh, wait, how do you even see? Where is it? I cannot even see my own thingy. Like seriously, man, such a failure. Oh, there you go. Okay, it is still working. I see. Okay, but what the hell is with the color, man? I am not to understand the pop-up chat. Thank you. What does she do though? Hmm. Vampire Jirai correct cosplay model USA. Okay. I mean, whatever. Let's keep it in international to move bisexual. Hmm. Okay, why are you working this way? Let me just find out. Right click on the social clean filters. Uh, oh, it's the green screen. I see. It is probably because of this then. 700 was it? Okay, now it's working. Lamau. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this is better. Opacity, contrast 0, brightness 0, gamma 0. Yeah. Okay, now it should be working. Let's see now. Uh, where am I again? Okay, now it's working. Let's go. Oh, he doesn't show over here. Lama. Does it work? Now it's working, bruh. Oh man. Ah. Hmm. Color looks a little less
I
vibrant.
ठीक है ये मूंगफली is kind hearted person, she won't ruin anybody because of मूंगफली में बहन चोद बोलना सीखा हूँ so hello Sam, hello mic testing, hello ठीक है so no I would not answer to any of your question desperado नहीं
में वीजी सिद्धार्थ के कॉन्वॉय में 2 गाड़ियां होती थी, एक उनकी खुद की गाड़ी और दूसरी बैकअप के लिए। पर 29 जुलाई को सिद्धार्थ जब बेंगलुरु से अपने घर से निकलते हैं तो 2 चीज़ें डिफरेंट हैं। पहली, बस वो अपनी टोयोटा इनोवा गाड़ी के साथ आए हैं और दूसरी, उनके रेगुलर ड्राइवर रवि लीव पर है, इसीलिए एक नया ड्राइवर ये गाड़ी चला रहा है। घर निकलने से पहले सिद्धार्थ अपने परिवार को बुलाते हैं कि वो कुछ कॉफी एस्टेट्स विजिट करने जा रहे हैं, या तो सकलेशपुरा वाला या फिर मुदीगेरे वाला, दोनों जो चिकमगलुरु इलाके में है। पर सकलेशपुरा पहुंचने से पहले ही वो ड्राइवर को बोलते हैं मंगलुरु की तरफ बढ़ने के लिए। फिर नेत्रावती नदी पर एक ब्रिज पर वो रोकने को बोलते हैं। गाड़ी से निकलते हैं और ड्राइवर को बोलते हैं कि तुम ब्रिज पार कर लो, मैं उधर चलकर आऊँगा। फिर वो ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में चलने लग जाते हैं जब तक ड्राइवर उनको देख भी नहीं सकता। ड्राइवर कई घंटे वेट करता है, पर जब 8 बज जाते हैं और सूरज भी डूब जाता है, वो सिद्धार्थ को कॉल करने की कोशिश करते हैं, पर कोई जवाब भी नहीं देता। इसीलिए नेक्स्ट दिन एक मिसिंग कंप्लेंट फाइल करी जाती है।
VG Siddharth, the founder of India's largest coffee chain, Cafe Coffee Day, has been missing for the last 17 hours.
अब पूरे देश में डिस्कशन हो रहा है कि सिद्धार्थ है कहाँ, पर पुलिस को उनके ऑफिस में एक नोट मिलता है, एक सुसाइड नोट।
I would like to say I gave it my all. I am very sorry to let down all the people that put their trust in me. Uh, I fought for a long time, but today I gave up as I could not take any more pressure. I have failed as an entrepreneur. This is my sincere submission. I hope someday you will understand, forgive, and pardon me.
अब ऑन द सर्फेस कैफे कॉफी डे बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल चेन है। देश भर में 1700 कैफेज हैं, हजारों वेंडिंग मशीन्स हैं और एक ऐसी ब्रांड है which has a strong recognition. So then why would one of India's popular entrepreneurs write a note जहाँ वो कहते हैं कि India has failed? ये समझने से पहले we should go back to the time जिससे पहले सिद्धार्थ कॉफी किंग बने। वीरप्पा गंगैया सिद्धार्थ हेगड़े 1959 में पैदा हुए एक ऐसे परिवार में जिसकी लेगेसी में ही कॉफी है। कई सदियों से ये परिवार कर्नाटका के मलनाड रीजन में कॉफी कल्टीवेट कर रहे हैं। जब तक सिद्धार्थ पैदा हुए इस परिवार में पैसे की कमी नहीं थी। चिकमगलुरु डिस्ट्रिक्ट से सिद्धार्थ फिर कॉलेज के लिए सेंट एलोशियस कॉलेज जाते हैं। क्योंकि उनके परिवार के पास पैसे की कमी नहीं थी इसलिए वो कॉलेज कई बार गाड़ी और बाइक से आते थे, मानो कि वो उधर के स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर हो। पर कॉलेज के दौरान सिद्धार्थ became fascinated with communism and Marxism. प्लांटेशन वर्कर्स की गरीबी देखकर सिद्धार्थ का मानना था कि कम्युनिज्म ही इनइक्वालिटी को हटा सकता है। अब कॉलेज के दौरान इन प्रिंसिपल से जरूर वो इफेक्टेड हुए, पर उनका ये भी मानना था कि कैपिटलिज्म एंड मेकिंग मनी इज गुड। इसीलिए अगस्त 2016 में जब आईआईटी कानपुर में एक इंडियन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप समिट हुआ, सिद्धार्थ ने बोला कि
I was really influenced by Karl Marx. Karl Marx principles were fantastic, and I believed those days capitalists are crooks, and still I believe we are not very good people. So, but after reading the Russian history, I thought I can be a Robin Hood, take the capital from the rich and give to the poor.
कॉलेज के बाद इमीडिएटली उन्होंने फैमिली का कॉफी बिजनेस ज्वाइन नहीं किया। इंस्टेड ही एंटर्ड द वर्ल्ड ऑफ स्टॉक ब्रोकिंग। वो बैंगलोर शिफ्ट होकर स्टॉक मार्केट में काम करने लग गए और इवेंचुअली उन्होंने अपनी कंपनी क्रिएट करी, सिवान सिक्योरिटीज। कॉफी के बिजनेस में बहुत पॉलिटिक्स थी और सरकार के साथ बहुत ज्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट थी एंड ही डिडंट वांट एनी ऑफ दैट। फॉर एग्जांपल इंडिया में कॉफी का बिजनेस कॉफी बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया मैनेज करता था। ये एक सरकारी बोर्ड था और हर कॉफी एस्टेट को अपनी कॉफी इसी कंपनी को बेचनी पड़ती थी। इंडियन कॉफी का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा भी सोवियत यूनियन को जाता था एक गवर्नमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के तहत, जहाँ इंडिया सोवियत यूनियन को कॉफी बेचेगा और सोवियत यूनियन पैसे के बदले इंडिया को कई और चीजें देगा जिसको हमारे देश की जरूरत थी। इस अरेंजमेंट की वजह से कॉफी एस्टेट्स को तो कॉफी इमीडिएटली बेचनी पड़ती थी और उनको छोटा मोटा एडवांस भी मिलता था, पर पूरी पेमेंट 2-3 साल बाद आती थी जब सोवियत यूनियन और इंडिया की सारी फॉर्मेलिटीज पूरी हो जाती थी। जबकि स्टॉक मार्केट रिलेटिवली क्लीन थी। लेट 80s आते आते सिद्धार्थ का सिक्योरिटीज बिजनेस अच्छा करने लगा। वो बहुत जल्द एडवांटेज उठाते उन स्टॉक्स की जिनका दाम एक एक्सचेंज पर कम होता पर दूसरे एक्सचेंज पर ज्यादा होता। दिस इज अ क्लासिक फॉर्म ऑफ आर्बिट्राज, बाय लो सेल हाई। 1988 में सिद्धार्थ ने शादी करी मालविका कृष्णा के साथ, जो एक सीनियर कांग्रेस लीडर और एक सिटिंग एमएलए एसएम कृष्णा की बेटी थी। इस शादी के बाद सिद्धार्थ का उठना बैठना कर्नाटका के टॉप पॉलिटिकल और सरकारी सर्कल्स में हो गया। 1988 और 1991 के बीच स्टॉक ब्रोकर्स के लिए एक बूम था और इस पीरियड को कहा जाता था हर्षद मेहता ईयर्स। वॉल्यूम्स वर राइजिंग एंड मनी वाज फ्लोइंग फ्रीली। पर 1992 में पता चलता है कि हर्षद मेहता एक्चुअली मार्केट को मैनिपुलेट कर रहे थे। जैसे ये स्कैम खबरों पे आया पूरी मार्केट डूब गई। बट दिस टाइम सिद्धार्थ वर स्लाइटली फॉर्चुनेट। वो बेंगलुरु में बैठे हुए थे और एक आईटी सर्विस कंपनी इन्फोसिस अपना आईपीओ कर रही थी ताकि उनको 13 करोड़ रुपए मिल जाए। कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकर्स ने सिद्धार्थ को इस बारे में टिप दे दी।
Oh my gosh!
इस कंपनी
Welcome, Puff!
खरीद ली एंड द रेस्ट इज
Wait.
सिद्धार्थ
Hello. How are you doing, little Puff? Welcome, welcome. Wait, who pinged me, by the way? I guess it's nobody as usual. And it was indeed nobody as usual. I want to show you something. Oh, sure. Let me see that you want to show. Oh, wait, I was like making toast right now because I just realized the bread that I bought had like expiry date of today, so I'm gonna be consuming my bread right now. Let's go. Wait, I just realized, wait, no. Should I mix chocolate with strawberry and then eat? It's gonna be, it sounds like really weird, but well, I don't know if I should try or not. Oh my gosh, that's a dragon. Let's go. You drew a dragon. Wait, what's that graph though? Were you like solving something? Like doing a mathematics or something, and then you're too bored, and then you thought of like drawing something on top of it, and then you drew a dragon. I guess that's how it went, right? Yes, style peanut butter better. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I have peanut butter with me, and it's also like chocolate one. You know, the peanut butter you get from Disano. That's what I'm using right now. But then I also realized, um, it's style. Oh, yes, it's very nice style. Good, good. But then I realized that I also have this thing called, yeah, what is this? Strawberry Bliss. What even is this? Strawberry Bliss syrup. Yeah, it's a strawberry syrup that I have with me. And I don't know if I should put this syrup on top of my peanut butter bread. Like, you know what? Maybe I should try it once. Uh, what if the entire taste just gets ruined? Oh man. Graph lol. Any advice to improve more in drawing? Mm, I mean, improvement comes especially when you're drawing, in my opinion, it comes not only comes from consistency, like consistency with goals. Yeah, that's what really important. Like, should I try and practice shapes? Yep, exactly. That's how you should keep going with your improvement in drawing. Like, you draw shapes, okay, you're able to draw shapes properly. And also, why are you drawing shapes? Why don't you just try drawing humans directly? That is something that you can think about, but in reality, it's like doing a long jump instead of simply like running through the, like, if you like you're going up the stairs, but instead of like taking mm, normal steps, you simply want to jump from like the first step to the 100th step on top, that which is like physically not possible, right? So yeah, start from basic. When you're like trying to practice, think like especially like why are you actually drawing this, how will it benefit you in drawing that. So like you're saying shapes, right? Yep, definitely shapes has like a really great effect on how the latter drawings will come out to be, especially when you're drawing bodies, because when you're drawing bodies, it's basically made of shapes, different shapes, right? When they're put together, they make a body, simple as that. So first you make like 2D shapes, triangle, square, circle. In the beginning, you may not be able to do it properly. It might look a little bit weird, I would say. I mean, yeah. So like if you try to draw a circle, it will not exactly be the perfect circle. So through consistency, you actually get better at drawing circles. Like there is also like people normally do like a warm up thingy before the actual drawing thingy, like drawing circles, like fill the entire page with circles first, like draw small circles and keep drawing those circles until you fill up the entire page. And then on the second page, you can start drawing lines. But you gotta draw those lines as straight as possible. And also there is like a method to drawing lines that you must keep in mind. Like if you want to draw a big line, you don't use a wrist, you use your entire shoulder to actually drawing a big line, right? But that also depends on the canvas size. But yeah, there are two ways you not just draw lines, but you draw literally anything. That's using your wrists, and the second one is using your shoulders. So keep in mind, like when you're drawing like small, extremely fine details, you normally use your wrists. But when you're drawing like really large details, mm, which require your entire hand to move around, then yeah, that's where your shoulders comes in. And when you're drawing, when you're like practicing how to draw, then yeah, you should learn how to use both your wrists and your shoulders. Like in both cases, like drawing not just lines but any shapes, it should be good. That's probably something that I would advise from as a perspective from someone who used to draw before, like when I started learning how to draw. So yeah, you can do something like that. Oh my gosh, my hair is falling apart. Yeah, and then after you do those warm up, it's time that you shift to like your next level of drawing, and those are 3D shapes. That gets even more important than before, because when you're gonna draw a human body, you all I mean it's a common sense, right, that your body is entirely not flat at all. It's if you like break it down into like simpler shapes, they are just cylinders, circles and stuff. So you try to draw 3D shapes in any perspective possible. You keep drawing them. You have it like drawing 3D shapes, like in a way helps you like enhance your 3D knowledge, like orientation in a particular orientation. How will a shape look like? And that's like a really important exercise that will help you with it. And even during those shapes, there is something called like a perspective thingy. Like if you draw, like there are like different ways that you can draw a cylinder. Like wait, let me show you. My hands are tied. Oh, wait, where is my pen? So as you can see, like you just simply draw. See, wait, lol. Where is it? You simply draw a cylinder like this. It is actually a cylinder, but I am drawing it from a perspective that you don't see the faces on top and bottom, right? So this can be like in a 2D plane, it can be considered a rectangle, but in 3D space, it can be a rectangle or it can be a cylinder. It depends on the shape of the faces. But considering right now, it says I'll tell you that it is a cylinder. Okay, so now you see this. I drew another cylinder. Actually, wait. You normally see how a cylinder looks like. Let me erase this because you already know, right, that not both the faces are visible at the same time from this perspective. So in order to show that it is a that the bottom side is like not seen, I'll draw it like this. See? So similarly, you can draw like this. As you can see, for a warm up, like especially drawing like cylinders and stuff, like you can do something like this. You can like see it from like different perspectives. Let me also like keep it. Shoot, wait. That's how usually it shows in here. In different orientations and all. So this is like when you're like drawing 3D stuff, this is how it usually looks like. And now there is uh, another practice here where you gotta consider in the perspective. And what I mean by saying my perspective is like, see, I drew one face of the cylinder like this, which is like facing towards you, and the other one it's gonna be like a little bit like smaller. As you can see, normally when you see any 3D object around you, like what do you see? Do you see the top one or do you see the bottom one? Which one of the two looks even better, like more realistic compared to the other? The top, right? But in reality, mm, that's not how normally you see shapes around. Everything that you see around you is in a perspective. Okay? So this is the correct one. That's how normally you see things around. Okay? For example, like for example, how many I even show you? Like for example, I showed you this one, right? Yeah, like let me show you like this one also, like a simple pipe kind of a thing, like a simple cylinder. So if you were to see a cylinder uh, from this angle, which of the faces is like front and which is the face which is back? Is the right side face like nearer to you or the left side face is like nearer to you? Let me make it like even extreme over here. Yep, exactly. This one right over here. This illusion of depth comes from the perspective that I gave it to you. Okay, so okay, you know what? Let me do one more thing. I do the same thing but without perspective, okay? Now tell me, which is like the face which is nearer to you? Is it the left side or the right side? Or it just doesn't make sense, like you just have no idea like which of the two is like the correct one? No idea. Yeah, that's because there is no information, like without the perspective it doesn't give information like which end is like the near and the far one. In when you see like in your real life, it's like this or this. That's how you usually see things around you. And what you normally see like this and this, it's just maths, the geometry kind of stuff that you probably read in your mathematics, right? Your entire life, your entire school, college time is like learning, watching only this kind of shapes. This is when you're trying to learn geometry, trigonometry, or anything like that. That's how it's usually been. But in artistic aspect, these are not real. That's not how normally things goes around. It's this way that things go around. Okay, you know what? Let me do this. Okay, tell me, like, this is a cylinder over here. Which one is like the uh closest? Which face is like the closest to us? Is it the top one over here? Is it the bottom one over here? Upper part. Yep, exactly. It's simply because of the perspective that I gave it to you, as you can see. So yeah, like when it comes to like 3D drawings, this perspective thing is like really important. And also, like I gave you an example for the cylinder. Uh, Let me give you an example for like a cube, simple as cube. That's normally how it goes, right? You draw like this. What do you say? Is this like a realistic way of seeing a cube, or is it like uh, this is like the wrong way of like showcasing a cube? Remember, this is not mathematics. We are studying art, okay? Don't think like if it's in math, if it's shown in a mathematic way, then it must be correct. Here we are not gonna formulate the area, volume, and stuff like that, right? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's not how usually you make cubes. The real way you make cubes is like depending on perspective. For example, like choose any face. Like you tell me which face do you want it to be like nearer to us as compared to other faces over here. A cube has like how many? 6 faces, right? So tell me like which side should I like make it like sure like it is nearer to as compared to other faces over here? Like just try to give left one. Left one you mean like this side. This one are you're talking about, right? Okay. So normally there is a thing called, wait, what was it called? I even forgot right now. Hmm. What is it called? Yeah, point of something is it was. So like let me draw something. We want the left face to be closest to us, right? So what we do is we draw these lines over here. What was it even called? It was like a central focus point, point of loci, something like that. It was. I don't even remember. What? Let me draw it over here. It's like a point where all points intersect. And now we're gonna draw this. Normally, just think of it like imaginary lines. This is gonna be like nearer to us. So as you can see, I wanted to showcase this left side nearer to us, right? And this is how I made it, as you can see. Like, wait, you know what? Let me do it better. So as you can see, I have managed to make this face closer to us as compared to other faces, right? Like it makes more sense than this, right? Like if you want to see how this cube is like oriented in space, this thing makes more sense, right? Like it makes more realistic turn, right? Like that's how it's supposed to be. Like you can like actually think it in a way, right? Of how it's gonna look like when you imagine it in your mind. Yep, more depth. Yep, exactly. So I forgot what is it called, like where they have like a point of intersection where you have to actually make in order to like mm, make the thing more realistic. And also like I just simply made this for one point, as you can see. You can even make it for like other points too. Like let me just erase this entire thing. Oh my gosh, I had a haircut today. And now my hair is falling on my tablet, Lamau. Okay, so like let's choose one point and one more point over here. I'm gonna make it look like even it has more depth than before. So like I can make like imaginary lines like in any way possible. You can put any number of lines as you can think of. No, actually, I should make it longer, yeah, because it's gonna interact with the bottom one too. It's my time to sleep. Yep, yep. Wait. Let me show you one more thing. So one last thing, okay? So let's see, like I want to make a cube again, this time like this, okay? So this is like the front face over here, this part. That's gonna be like this. And the vertical lines that we saw over here, it's gonna bend a little like this towards this point over here, which is like down here. And we're gonna construct it accordingly. And similarly for this also, the bottom line is gonna be like this. And the vertical lines are gonna also gonna like angle a bit like this. And now we simply just connect those. So this is like the face that we made over here, the left face, the front face we made over here like this. Isn't it better now? Does it make more sense than before now? Does it have more depth to it? Does it feel more realistic in the way you see? So yeah, like when you're learning like how to draw 3D shapes, then you have to like consider in mind like the actual best way to make like 3D shapes and how it's gonna like orient itself in space. So yeah, that's also something you can that you should be learning about. Yeah, but till this point, like yeah, just try to draw simple. Draw as many shapes as possible. Draw in any orientations as possible. Yeah, just keep drawing and automatically rest of the stuff will automatically go good. So yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta do. Now you're going to sleep, right? Maybe you should definitely go. Yay, thank you. Yep. Have a good night's sleep then. Good night, little puff, pat pat. You know what? Let me. I'll send you a video, okay? Like there is one video which is related to this, okay? I'll send you in DM. You check it next whenever you wake up, okay? But till then, have a good night. Sweet dreams. Bye bye. Okay. Wait, where was it though? I cannot find it. Oh, man. My. Oh, yeah. I found it. Oh, yeah. This is the one.
I'm Pika, and I love drop.
Yep. You should definitely watch this video. There you go. Yep. This is the one.
You might be wondering why people keep telling you that you should be drawing boxes. And you might also be thinking, well, I already know how to draw boxes. In this video, I'll talk about why that might not necessarily be the case and how you can go from this to this. If you can't see what's wrong with all of these boxes, then you need to go and draw boxes. Oh God, those boxes. Oh wait, everyone's upset by my boxes.
Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?
So let me explain to you what's wrong with these boxes. This one is like okay-ish, but the rest of these, they are not good. And the reason they're not good is because if you look at these lines, they are parallel. Look, every single line in this box is parallel. They are actually not abiding by perspective. Your box cannot look like this. If you want to draw a correct box, it would look more like this. You see all of these lines that were parallel here? You want them to be converging to a point because they all eventually need to go back to a vanishing point. When you first start out, it might be hard to see these vanishing points. Okay, now I draw.
Oh, it was called the vanishing point. Now I remember.
Also need to go back and converge to a vanishing point. Same with these ones. Every single line on the box must converge to a vanishing point at some point. And once you can do this, you will get a lot better at drawing perspective. This is a more or less correct box. I'm a bit out of practice, so it's not perfect, but definitely way more correct than whatever is going on over here. So let me just quickly explain the concept of vanishing points. We all understand what buildings actually look like, right? They're like square, okay? But obviously when you look at things in reality, when you look at a photo, they're not square. In fact, there is a point here where all things converge to. This is just how things look like in real life. You can see this line over here also converges here. I'm not drawing it very straight because I hate rulers, but you get the idea. And this one point over here is called the vanishing point. So in reality, there's not actually one vanishing point. It's the most common to have 3 vanishing point. So oftentimes you'll see artists do something like this. They choose some vanishing points, like maybe this one, and then maybe over here, and over here I chose 3 vanishing points, and then you kind of radiate out lines like this. This is kind of tedious, by the way. It's no secret, but I absolutely hate doing this. It's also a good idea to do with the ruler, but I also hate rulers, so okay, I live to make bad decisions. But a rough perspective grid might be sufficient here. Artists use perspective grids like this. And how this works is that you just take this and you kind of follow these lines. And that way you can draw a cube or whatever in perspective by using this grid as a guideline. Okay, there's one major problem with these perspective grids. They suck. They're so boring. I hate drawing perspective grids so much. Like, who wants to draw perspective grids? Who wants to kind of carefully follow these lines and draw careful, perfect boxes? Literally nobody. They stink. So this is why I advocate drawing boxes. We don't want to learn perspective. We just want to learn to fake it well enough so that nobody can tell we didn't actually follow perspective. This is the whole point of drawing cubes, you guys. Here is actually a cube, okay? These lines may look straight. Eventually, they are converging to a point. Okay, maybe I didn't do this one perfectly. This one as well. All of these lines. In reality, this is why it's called 3-point perspective. I'm not going to actually draw them converging because it'll take too long. These ones converge a bit closer, so there's this one. Okay? I didn't draw them super straight, so they're not exactly convergent to a point, but this is why it's called 3-point perspective. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. And you need to keep these in mind every time you draw. So that's basically the point of the cube drawing. We don't want to draw perspective. We only want to do it well enough so people think we're drawing perspective. That is all. Whenever you draw boxes, just make sure that your lines converge close enough and people will be tricked and you will never have to draw this stupid thing. That's it. So when you're first getting started out drawing boxes, it is basically a good exercise to actually take a ruler and trace all of these lines back and see how close you are, okay, to actually meeting, okay, to how close these vanishing points are to actually meeting at a single point, because you want them to do that. And when you first get started doing it, you will be completely off. But the whole point is to kind of practice freehanding these boxes and get better and better at estimating that vanishing point and feeling the vanishing points, and that will probably help you get better at perspective. So this sort of thing I'm talking about right now is the method popularized by Draw a Box, but there is something else that I like to use, which is Krenz-Kuchart's box chart. Let me show it to you guys. How to draw the box from these specific angles. And once you can kind of like just draw any of these boxes anywhere, then you'll start to find that once you're able to draw each of these boxes from imagination, from memory, you'll start to find that basically everything is composed of boxes. This toilet over here, this is just a box, right? A squished box, but a box nonetheless. This toilet over here, it's another box, but of a different angle. Everything abides by perspective, and and you can basically construct them out of boxes. Perhaps a box is not the most accurate way of describing this thing, so I think a cylinder would be more accurate, but there is also a way of drawing cylinders that I learned from Krenz-Kuchart, okay? So you have your box, right? Cool. But let's say you want to draw a rectangle. Well, all right then. So then you can kind of like draw from corner to corner like this to find the center, and you can kind of find the center line. Then extend it out along with the edges. Then from this corner to the center over here, draw a straight line. Now you have a rectangle. That is 2 boxes long and 1 box wide. And this is important because you can measure with it. All right. How do I turn this into a cylinder? Again, go over here, draw your X to find the center point. Find your center lines, and now you have 4 convenient quadrants you can kind of connect with the curve to find a circle at the ends. Drawing the back of the box is also a good exercise because now if you kind of do the same thing for the back and connect the edges, now you have a cylinder. And now they have a cylinder, you can start constructing cylinders. So I guess a toilet bowl is closer to a cylinder than a box. I find this specific cylinder over here, that's 2 boxes long, very useful because if I look back at my study account, if I can draw a box from every angle, it also means I can draw a cylinder from every angle. And why is drawing a cylinder from every angle useful? It's because I can start constructing bodies like this. And for me personally, for these arms, I use cylinders that are 2 boxes long and 1 box wide and tall. That's how I measure proportion in 3D. And that's the whole reason I draw boxes. I don't draw boxes because I particularly care about boxes. I draw boxes because I want to draw cute anime girls in perspective, and that's how you build up to it. So I hope that helped. That's my box spiel of the day. Now I can go back to shading Miku. It's all good.
watching animations of your life as so please this name maybe guys if you know you can tell me.
Late M30, somewhere in a secret gene lab beneath the Imperial Palace, 20 designer babies are being grown in incubation pods. Each one custom built to be humanity's perfect general. This is going well until the Chaos Gods crash the baby shower. They rip open the pods and scatter the Primarchs across the galaxy like the world's most expensive confetti. One pod lands on Macragge, a civilized world in the Eastern Fringe where people actually have functioning food systems and don't immediately try to eat strangers. Inside,
Superman.
a baby who's already doing math. The hunters found him and handed him to Consul Connor Gilliman, the planet's co-ruler, and he takes the baby as his own and names the boy Rabute. Great one.
Rabute means great one. Okay, that's what I was asking. Rabute, great one.
Age 10, he's mastered Macragge's entire philosophical canon, military doctrine, and economic theory. And most kids his age are still figuring out.
What a Chad! Imagine being in the same class as this Chad. Everybody probably hated him.
While other Primarchs were learning to scream and stab things on their own planets, Rabute was filing infrastructure reports and leading his first military campaign. The Imperium tribes up north, barbarians who think governance is a type of food. He occupies their shrines, duels their chieftain honorably, returns a sacred artifact, and negotiates a treaty. Aggressively reasonable conquest in human history. He returns home ready to
If it's the memes that helped me learn the lore, so freaking be it. Bricky was the first channel with Warhammer lore, even if it's memes, you know, that I started watching because people recommended it to it. And it actually it sunk in and it stayed there, whatever I learned from Bricky. So
he returns home ready to present his strategy reports to Connor. Instead, he finds his adopted father bleeding out in the Senate chambers. Co-Consul Gallon staged a coup while Rabute was gone. Classic political backstabbing, except the backstabbing was literal. Rabute crushes the rebellion within a single night, executes every traitor personally, becomes sole consul before Connor's body is cold. Instead of becoming a vengeful dictator, Rabute reforms the entire planetary government. Meritocracy replaces nepotism. Economic restructuring replaces corruption. He punishes the guilty, but also fixes the system that created them.
oh my god, Rabuti Gilliman for the president of the galaxy, what the hell?
And if he builds it right, no one else will have to bleed like Connor did. Within a decade, Macragge transforms from just functional to a utopia. But one perfect world surrounded by chaos, that's just a target. So Rabute starts expanding. Conquest when necessary, trade when possible, diplomacy when it saves ammunition. Over the next few years, things expand.
It's balanced.
10 worlds, 50, 100. By the time the Emperor finally arrives in 837 M30, Rabute has built Ultramar, a growing realm of worlds around Macragge with working infrastructure, universal education, and tax codes that actually make sense. The Emperor steps off his golden flagship, surveys the entire operation, and assigns Rabute the 13th Legion. Now renamed...
Wait. 13th Legion, he said?
The Ultramarines. Yes, that's the gist of how this father-son reunion goes.
What? Ultramarines? Sorry, I thought those were Thunder Warriors or whatever. Okay. Sorry, yeah, I guess I thought wrong.
His legion and sets up at the fortress of Hera.
Transformation! Lunar Prism! Ultramarine Prism! Give me strength! Give me power of Kawaii! Give me a power of Codex Astartes! animation also has improved greatly. Judging by this little short clip, I can tell. I can tell. Channel is growing. Skills, mad animation skills. Ooh, Marines. Oh my god. Ooh, Marines. For peace and love and balance and
Blue
violence.
Armor, Ultramar's ultimate
The
symbol,
rat!
meritocratic promotions.
The rat!
Competence gets rewarded, incompetence gets logistics duty. The Emperor is launching the Great Crusade, a galaxy-wide campaign to reunite scattered human worlds under one Imperium. The Ultramarines become its most reliable workhorse.
Yeah.
Not the flashiest, not the scariest, just the ones who show up on time.
So the flashiest are the Emperor's children, and the scariest are the Night Lords.
Conquer the planet, leave it with functioning water treatment, and file the paperwork.
Waterhammer.
They travel through the warp, a hellish dimension humans use for faster-than-light travel, because sometimes you need shortcuts through literal hell to stay on schedule. Other legions rack up kill counts. Gilliman racks up compliance rates. His legion grows to 250,000, largest in the Imperium, because Ultramar's recruitment is basically a Space Marine factory. Over the decades of the Crusade, Ultramar expands. 50 worlds, 100, eventually reaching 500. Every world left better than he found it, because someone has to prove civilization doesn't require endless war to function, and apparently that someone is him. For the Great Crusade, Rabute works closely with Horus Lupercal, charismatic, brilliant, the Emperor's favorite son.
Bald.
They're brothers in arms. His inner circle, the Dauntless Few, includes Rogel Dorn, Sanguinius, Leman Russ, Paris Manus, the responsible Primarchs who actually show up to staff meetings. Then there's Lorgar.
They look all so cute and so normal before 40k. Oh, Lorgar.
Lorgar of the Word Bearers really wants to worship the Emperor as a god. The Emperor, who explicitly banned religion, orders Lorgar's favorite city, Monarchia, razed to the ground as a lesson. Guess who gets to enforce it? Rabute Gilliman. Because someone has to tell your brother his life's work is heresy and also on fire. Lorgar kneels in the ashes of Monarchia. Gilliman stands there in full armor, wondering if this might have come.
Oh my god, his son just loved him so much, and the Emperor did it to him, and he made his brother do it to him? How freaking messed up is that? No wonder he went chaos afterwards. What? Emperor was fucking evil.
Consequences. Spoiler, it does. But for now, the Crusade reaches its peak at Ulanor, the site of the biggest orc invasion in galactic history. The Emperor and Horus fight side by side, crush the Green Tide, claim ultimate victory. Then the Emperor promotes Horus to War Master, supreme commander of all legions, and returns to Terra for important work he refuses to explain. Just leaves Horus in charge and disappears into his basement. This will definitely not cause problems. And then Horus betrays the Emperor. Gilliman doesn't find out immediately because warp travel is the galaxy's worst postal service, and Horus controls most of it now. So by the time word reaches Ultramar, half the legions have pig sides and the galaxy's burning. Then he refuses War Master, crush the Green Tide, claim galactic history. The Emperor and Horus fight side by side, crush the Green Tide, claim ultimate victory. Then the Emperor promotes Horus to War Master, supreme commander of all legions, and returns to Terra for important work he refuses to explain. Just leaves Horus in charge and disappears into his basement. This will definitely not cause problems. And then Horus betrays the Emperor. Gilliman doesn't find out immediately because warp travel is the galaxy's worst postal service, and Horus controls most of it now. So by the time word reaches Ultramar, half the legions have pig sides and the galaxy's burning. Then a message arrives from Lorgar himself.
Oh my god, pure
the message:
chaos.
coordinate our response to Horus together, brother to brother. Gilliman, practical, logical, still believing Primarchs can work through their issues, agrees. They all assemble at Calth for a briefing. Calth is a beautiful world in Ultramar, perfect for fleet logistics. Also perfect for an ambush.
I've never
the
heard
Word
about
Bearers
Calth.
open fire when the Ultramarines are still docked and unarmed. Ships explode in orbit. Thousands die before they understand what's happening. Gilliman's fleet burns, crippled, falling apart in space. He makes it to the surface with whatever survivors he can grab. The Word Bearers are already there, wearing the same blue they wore at Monarchia.
Oh
just to twist the knife. But they're not just here to kill Ultramarines. No, they're here to summon something. Corphiron, Lorgar's second-in-command, activates a ritual. The sky tears open. A warp storm the size of a solar system erupts across Ultramar. The Ruin Storm. It cuts off entire sectors, isolates Ultramar from the rest of the galaxy, makes warp travel impossible. Gilliman can't reach Terra, can't reach the Emperor, can't even send a message. He's trapped. Corferon stands there gloating about divine vengeance and the Emperor's lies. Gilliman reaches in his chest and rips out his heart. Like, literally. He's actually just, Corferon collapses, screaming, bleeding, dying until his word bearers drag him into the warp before
This is probably the most violent, badass thing he has ever done in his life. He only had one heart. It's the Space Marines that have what? How many? 4? 2? I don't know. Why Primarch? No, that wasn't a Primarch, y'all. That was his like next in command or something. 2 hearts. Oh, 4 balls. Wait. 2 balls? How many balls do Space Marines have? Sorry, it just came to me just out of curiosity.
The killing blow lands. Chaos magic, the ultimate health insurance. Gilman retakes Count's defense silos, stabilizes what's
The globules. Sorry, I mean to say globules.
left of his fleet, and realizes the horrifying truth. Ultramar is isolated, and the world bearers are still incited. Worse, they brought friends. The Shadow Crusade begins. Word bearers and world eaters, Lorgar's religious psychopaths carve through Ultramar. Gilman pursues them world to world. He arrives at Armatura, one of Ultramar's greatest worlds, just in time to watch the orbital bombardment.
Where are the
Population,
other
7 billion.
Primarchs? Oh, because
Casualties?
he's stranded because they can't help him. I feel bad for him. He had to go through all of this.
7 billion. Every planet after that is the same story. They lead him to Nyseria, which is the homeworld of Angeron, Primarch of the World Eaters. Gilman catches Lorgar there, and finally they duel. Gilman's winning because Lorgar's a preacher, not a fighter. Then Angron shows up, except Angron's not Angron anymore. He's a demon prince, 12 feet of warped, twisted muscle, wings, and the kind of presence that makes reality apologize. And then Gilliman fights this near god-tier juiced-up Angron, and somehow doesn't die immediately. That's the good news. The bad news, he loses. Badly. His brothers drag him out before Angron deletes him for good, and Gilliman has to retreat while Ultramar burns. He spent the entire crusade building a perfect system, and Lorgar demolished it in 3 months. With no way to reach Terra, no idea if the Emperor is even alive, and half his legion dead, Gilliman does the unthinkable. He builds a backup Imperium, Imperium Secundus. His logic, if Terra fails, humanity needs a center. If the Emperor dies, someone has to hold the line. If he's wrong and Terra still stands, he'll explain later, assuming anyone's left to execute him for treason. So they make a contingency government on Macragge using the Pharaohs, an ancient Necron lighthouse, to guide loyalist fleets through the warp. But he refuses to crown himself Emperor, offers it to Sanguinius instead, because Sanguinius is the only one everyone actually likes and also has wings, which rolls well.
And
then
hot.
Lionel Johnson arrives, another of Gilliman's brothers who
Sup,
escaped
brother.
Runestorm. The first, the Emperor's secret weapon.
Lionel Johnson, the first. Really good with swords. Best beard in the galaxy. Emperor's secret weapon. Galaxy most paranoid control freak. Uh-oh.
Also the galaxy's most paranoid control freak. Together, Gilliman, Lion, Sanguinius, they plan the impossible,
What a
break
dream
through the
team.
Runestorm and reach Terra. Sanguinius takes a separate route through the warp, racing ahead. Gilliman and Lion fight their way to Davin, the cursed world where Horus first fell, destroy the ritual sites, burn Davin until even the demons evacuate. Runestorm collapses, the path to Terra opens. Gilliman's fleet races through the warp, pushing every engine past safety limits. He arrives at Terra, but the siege is over. Horus is dead. The Emperor is on the Golden Throne, a life support machine burning through 1,000 cycles daily to keep him conscious. The palace is rubbled, his brothers are dead or scattered. Sanguinius, who arrived first, was killed by Horus. Dorn broken, barely functional. The Lion disappeared into the warp, lost. Russ vanished chasing traitors. Everything Gilliman spent 3 years fighting for, every ship, every brother, every desperate choice, already finished. He wasn't there for the final battle. He wasn't there when it mattered. Gilliman becomes Lord Commander, which means cleaning up a galactic-scale dumpster fire. He launches the Scouring, hunting down every traitor legion that's scattered after the siege. For containment, I think.
Horus did nothing wrong. That's you, chat. I mean, half of you.
While doing that, he writes the Codex Astartes, comprehensive doctrine for organization, tactics, and limitations. The
Clean
keyword,
your armor.
limitations. The problem with the Horus Rebellion
Yeah, Codex Astartes doesn't approve of shit. Yeah. It's more limitations than anything else.
was that half of the legions followed.
That's not good.
Not being bad, just just being put on a list.
Never again. Years pass, the Imperium stabilizes, but Gilliman sees the cracks. His systems work, for now. But what happens when he's gone? What if another horse rises and there's no one competent left to
Horse rises. Sorry.
stop him? The second founding splits every legion into 1,000 marine chapters, each independent, each loyal to different worlds and masters. The Ultramarines alone get divided into 23 new chapters.
The
His brothers hate
system
this.
works.
Rogaldorn, who just went through hell in the rebellion, sees it as punishing loyal legions for Horus's sins. Almost starts another civil war. Gilman's response, I'm trying to save you from yourselves. Dorn?
Rugal Dorn is another. He's kind of a nerd, right? Like, I don't know much about Imperial Fists. I assume Rugal Dorn is Imperial Fists Primarch, right? Kind of similar. I find his personality kind of similar to Girly Man.
Eventually agrees.
I know that he's very stoic and shit, so that's all I know.
Barely, the Codex becomes law. A system designed to outlast any one leader, so the Imperium never has to rely on another Horus or another Gilliman. He's building himself obsolete. That's the plan anyway. He quietly commissions the morally flexible tech priest Belisarius Call with a secret project. Improve the Space Marines, prepare for the impossible. Nobody else knows. For a while, the Imperium continues its fragile peace. Until 121 M31, Battle of Thessalia. The other Primarchs are back. Fulgrim, once a brother, now Demon Prince, ambushes him. They duel. Fulgrim's faster, stronger, and doesn't play fair, drives a poison blade into Gilman's throat. Chaos tainted, the kind of wound that doesn't
How
heal.
does he survive
And
all
now,
that?
he's dying.
Suck it.
Gilman summons Call one final time. The order? The secret project is approved. Whatever it takes, and if I don't wake up, keep working until I do. Basically, fix this, fix me, and fix the Marines. He's placed in the shrine of Gilman on Macragge. Technically alive, functionally frozen. For
Okay, it is working now. Let's go.
10,000 years,
Oh my
pilgrims
god.
visit and pray to the perfect son who saved the Imperium. But he's not 10th Shrine of Gilman on McCrag. Technically alive, functionally frozen. For 10,000 years,
Oh my
pilgrims
god.
visit and pray to the perfect son who saved the Imperium. But he's not dead, just waiting for someone to need him badly enough.
Oh, so this is when he makes his comeback. Okay, I was always wondering where.
Okay, let's go. It's working now. Oh, yep. It is definitely working. Okay, power's back. Wait, is my YouTube even working? I have no idea. Let me open up and see. Ah, so many things to open and close all the time. Hmm, I cannot see myself yet again. Oh man, what a miserable ass of a person this guy is. Okay, it is working. Ah, ah. Wait, how do you make this appear in there? Stream elements, was it? Yeah, it was stream elements. Where is my dashboard? Wait, why is it showing for... Wait, can it... Decline, my friend. Streaming tools, overlays. New overlay. I guess. No, 720p is fine enough. Alerts, engagement, charity, stream tools, your stream chat. Okay. Let me see how this works. Wait, how do I connect it with mine? Session data. Wait, but how do I integrate it with my YouTube? Oh, your stream chat in real time. I don't understand. Oh man, it's so depressing. Did I do this to myself? I think I did this to myself, yeah. I mean, the only one that can affect me is my own self. So, naturally. How do you put OBS chat? Pop out the chat from of increasing the user custom. Browser docs in OBS for a customers only. Copy the link as described above. Okay. About live chat. Okay. Add doc in OBS. Go to add doc. Go to view custom browser docs. In the URL paste. Huh? Even is this? No, that's not how it was supposed to be. If you close a document, if you like to use the docs menu at the bar, no. And delete this. Yes, thank you. I did not want to use it as a doc. I wanted to use it like a separate thingy. Custom CSS to the chat header and footer. Let's check into browser source properties. Okay, let me just add a browser source then. YouTube jet. This is the URL. Okay. The CSS in the browser source properties. Okay. Huh? What do you mean? Overflow hidden. Oh, it is like transparent already. I don't need to use the custom CSS thingy. But what? Why is it not showing? Is it the wrong one? I think I need to like go to my I have no idea how. Oh man. You know what? Let me go back to this. Okay, go live. Where is my
in Overwatch. I usually never get bothered by this shit, and at the end of the day, the modders, the Rule 34 orders are gonna do what they need to do. But Kiriko, I would say, is objectively one of the hotter characters in Overwatch. Well, what are like the top 5? Widowmaker, Diva, Kiriko, Mercy. That's pretty much it. Those are like the golden 4, right? Oh yeah, Tracer. Yeah, Widowmaker, Diva, Tracer, Kiriko, Mercy. Yeah, those like the 5. So they adjusted Kiriko's model to not go against beauty standards, I suppose. And I don't know if you guys can tell this. I don't know if you guys see anything wrong about this. They made her pussy bigger than her ass to where it looks like she has a penis. Like, one is the flat ass. Why does she have a dick now? Like, holy shit. I don't know. Maybe if women realize, maybe if I actually work for something, I'll get results. But promoting that this is the realistic beauty standard is insane. I didn't hear about this. Well, that's because you're not in the goon depravity caves like I am. Food is on the rise? No, bro. Okay? This is not a Fuda character. Okay? Laura Croft. Do you think it's bad when characters in video games are hot? Do you think...
Man, what's even going on, bro? Okay, now let's try this one. Yeah. This how you do it. Time size, better TTB settings. I have no idea if you can still put better TTB over here. Just the live chat view automatically when chat loads. Oh, wait, why wasn't it here before? Okay, it does work on my end. I never knew about it. That's actually insane. What do you mean, participants? I have no idea what this all means. Timestamps, reactions. Copy. Okay, let's try this out now. Ew. Brother, ooh. Ooh. Let's change anything 0.5, let's say. Huh? What even happened? I set my alpha to like 0.5. I don't think it changes anything. I don't understand what's even supposed to happen here. Okay, at least it's working, but oh man. Browser already went stream becomes okay. Overflow margin. Let's give it 5 pixels of margin, 6 pixels. How does that even work? I guess it does not work at all. 20 pixels of margin. Oh, it's only margin top. Okay, it's only for top and bottom. I see. Because margin auto. Yeah, let's see. Overflow hidden. I don't think. Control via OBS shutdown. Okay, how do I make it transparent though? I hear myself. Hmm. I don't understand the.
Where does he come back from? From the stasis?
999 M41. He finally got desperate enough. Ultramar's under siege. Call arrives with an Eldar entourage and 10,000 years of unauthorized research.
Wakey, wakey.
The Inari have their own reasons involving a death god, and chaos being everyone's problem.
I wonder what his reaction is going to be.
I need to check my stream again. Man, I even hate my own stream when I look at it. Yeah, it is working. Hmm. Wait, does it work? Oh, why? I'm so stupid. Okay, it does not show over there. I see how it is. Bye. Hmm. Navigate to bot settings. Where's the bot settings for here? Two followers. It's yet. And why are you doing this to me? Streaming to loyalty. Wait, where even is that? No, YouTube. Navigate to bot settings. Where's my bot settings? I cannot see my bot settings. Oh, bot settings. Yeah, I see it now. Why is it situated over there? Join. Track mod streamers. You must then mod the bot by typing mod stream elevation in YouTube Studio live chat. Arcatan, what's up? Hey, Max, hello, hello, welcome. I'm like checking on how to like put my YouTube chat in OBS, and I didn't expect to be this complicated. I have to do this kind of stuff over here. It is a little bit annoying, but okay, mod stream elements. Let me type this over there. I see you did the clothes. What do you mean did the clothes? Wait, where is my mod stream elements? I look dumb now. The character has clothes now. I mean, yeah, of course. If I didn't want to get banned, I had to put some clothes. Mod stream elements. Mod stream elements. Mod in your Twitch. To ensure it is, go to your YouTube Studio live chat and type mod stream elements. To ensure it has permission, create chat overlay. Go to streaming overlays. Streaming tools overlays, create new overlay. Okay. Why don't you have emotes, your own redeems? First of all, like I am still not a Twitch affiliate, so I think yeah, it comes under being a Twitch affiliate. Like if you want to like add your own emotes and stuff, and like enable like that redeem thingy, like the channel points that you collect from like chatting and doing some kind of stuff. That's also something that's probably unlocked by being a Twitch affiliate. So, well, I mean, it's been more than a year trying to become a Twitch affiliate, but yeah, I understand it's a massive skill issue that I'm currently have with me. Affiliate, I guess I'll also try to make some. Oh, yes, yes, you should definitely make for your channel. Uh, I mean, I will make one. I mean, I can make it anyways. Like, if someone can like install what is thing called Better TTV, was it man? Like, yeah, 7TV or enable 7TV for studio YouTube. Yeah, like there is like an extension called Better TTV or 7TV emotes. It's like if you've ever seen Twitch, like to some random Twitch chat, if you ever went to that, you will like see like really weird names that they put on there, and like without that extension, you will like be extremely confused on like what are they even typing, where are they even getting from. But when you like have that extension installed, you will see actual emotes over there that they can like put in their channel using custom settings. But yeah, you need to have that extension installed in order to see those. Otherwise, you'll just see some random text on over there. Yeah. Battery TV. No, no, no. Better TV. Yeah, Better TTV. That was the name. Yeah, it's like available in like your extension store, whatever browser you're using. Firefox, Edge, Google Chrome. I don't know about phone though. I mean, I've heard like it's available for phone also that you can try it out, but hmm. Uh, I don't think it looks nice that way. Wait, it isn't working anyways. What am I supposed to do? Mod/mod. Oh, wait. I didn't even check on how to do this. A great chatter in stream elements. Go to streaming tools, overlays. Yeah, I have this overlay over here. Edit. Wait, create new overlay. Maybe I should delete this. New overlay. Overlay resolutions and 20p. Add chat widget. Add the stream chat widget. Stream chat widget. I it was already there now. Customize it and save the overlay. Huh? So copy the overlay URL in the data processor and paste the URL. This. Okay, you know what? Copy overlay URL. Let me just simply copy this. And I'll remove this, I suppose, or no, no. I'll replace it with this. It's showing nothing. Customize like in what way? Wait, let me type something. Does it show over here? No, it isn't showing over here. Hi. Why? Hmm. Okay. Position dark chat. Yeah, it is of course like a dark chat. It is supposed to be. Opacity. Yeah, gray color, I suppose. Rest of the stuff seems fine. Okay, I'm getting a little deadline. Right now. Why not the word type model instance? It is permissions to function. And the stream chat widget. Let's see if the overlay copy the browser paste the URL.
Studio, and then we'll come here to our intermission screen. Hit the plus icon. We'll hit browser, and then we'll name this overlay YouTube chat. Press OK. And now it's going to paste our URL that we just went ahead and copied. And then super important that we want to go ahead and select here 1920 by 1080.
Wait, what? 21280 to 720p then. Nothing's happening.
And then you scroll down and you want to select refresh browser when scene becomes active. Hit OK. And then our chat's going to pop up right in the spot that we need it to pop up in. And now that we know that it's in the right spot, we can go ahead and lock it. And now we can come back here to stream elements, select our chat again. So we'll come here to our chat. We'll come here to settings. And now what we'll do is we'll do custom. And that's going to go ahead and make it transparent for us. We'll hit save. And
Custom chat, okay. 215 to 400 pixels. Let's hit save overlay name. Let's just give it a name. It's saved, right? But I don't think it translates over here. Yep, it is not working. It's not working. Right?
so plus icon, we want to come towards the static and custom, and you'll select video in my just chatting scene. to Stream Elements so that way I can align it directly with the actual chat. Now, the overlays that I'm utilizing are going to be from streamdesigns.com, and they have tons of animated overlays for you to be able to choose from. Now, for this example, I'm utilizing the animated stream overlay package loadout, and you're going to see it is going to give me everything that I need to make my stream look professional. And this is going to be the just chatting scene that I'm going to utilize here today. So once you have your just chatting scene or your overlays, you'll come back here to Stream Elements. You'll select video if it's animated or image if it's static. We'll select video here. I'll select change video, select upload, select files. And if you went ahead and got your overlays from Stream Design, it's originally going to come when you download them in a zip file just like this. Open it up. You'll come to where it says overlay screen and to Stream Elements. So because I already have it uploaded here, I'm going to hit here to layers. You'll go ahead and lock it so that way it doesn't move. And now we want to go ahead and add in our YouTube chat overlay. So we'll come here to this little plus icon. We'll select streaming tools, your stream chat, and then here it is. You want to grab it and want to just place it. And then we just want to go ahead and make it just a little bit smaller than the actual box that we have there to give it a little bit of space. And then once you have that in place, we'll come here to where it says settings, team, dark chat. We want to select white just for the time being. And then we'll hit save. We'll name this here YouTube chat overlay. Hit save. And once you have that saved, what you're going to want to do now is because you don't need the just chatting scene anymore, you'll come back to layers and you can go ahead and just hit this little eye icon, and that's going to go ahead and disable the just chatting scene. Now, once you do that, hit save. I'm going to go ahead and copy from this little copy overlay URL. We'll come back here to OBS Studio, and then we'll come here.
Moderator rights in our channel. Okay. I have no idea what that means, but okay. It's still not working. Yeah, it's simply not working. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now. The bot is in your chat. This model was just what about YouTube? You cannot. Mod stream elements. I don't think it works this way. Moderation. It's simply not working. Like, what? Something went wrong? What do you mean something went wrong, bro? Connect your encoder to go live. Of course, no. It is working over here, but not over there. You know what? Fuck everything over here.
M41. Turns out the galaxy finally got desperate enough. Ultramar's under siege. Call arrives with an Eldar entourage and 10,000 years of unauthorized research.
Wakey,
The
wakey.
Inari have their own reasons involving a death god, and chaos being everyone's problem.
I wonder what his reaction is going to be. Like, ooh, waifu. Or no. Death to Xenos.
They crack the stasis field, revive Gilliman using Eldar soul magic, calls Armor of Fate, and several probable tech heresies. He wakes up, sees Ultramar under siege, doesn't ask questions, just starts killing, shatters the Chaos Invasion, expels them from Ultramar, and decides to visit Terra. The journey to Terra takes months, fighting through warp storms and traitor fleets, finally reaches the throne room. The Emperor's psychic presence hits him like a tidal wave. For a moment, Gilman hopes 10,000 years of stasis, maybe his father will finally say he did well. Instead, cold calculation. A fragmented consciousness that recognizes him the way you'd recognize a wrench. Useful, functional, nothing more.
Oh my god.
Gilman stands there, the man who spent his entire life trying to meet his father's standards, and realizes the father he knew is gone. But the Emperor grants him his own sword, so that says something, I think. He emerges and doesn't talk about it for months. What he does talk about, the Imperium. He walks through the Imperial Palace and sees cathedrals built on human sacrifice, skulls, decorating everything, his codex treated as sacred gospel, the Emperor, who banned religion, worshipped as a god.
Yeah. Gilliman was, as mortified and as surprised by everything that's been happening for the past 10,000 years as the Emperor would, right? Kind of like an Emperor TTS. Ugh, this is insane.
Every system he built to prevent stagnation has calcified into exactly what he fought against. He becomes Lord Commander, Imperial Regent, because someone has to. He then defends Terra at the Lion's Gate, organizes the government, reunites with Call, who's finally completed the Primaris Marine project, the one Gilliman commissioned 10,000 years ago. Upgraded space
finally completed
that technically is heresy, but nobody's supposed to improve on the Emperor's original design. But they're bigger, tougher, and exactly what's needed. He approves it, wondering when he became the kind of person who authorizes tech heresy, but the show must go on. Launches the Indomitus Crusade. Massive fleets deploying Primaris across the galaxy, reclaiming Rift-Lost worlds. It's the Great Crusade again, except this time Gilliman knows how it ends. Phase 1 takes years, reclaiming Rift-Lost worlds, deploying Primaris to chapters that don't trust them, but Gilliman doesn't have time for hurt feelings. The galaxy's burning from every direction. Then Mortarion comes home, another traitor Primarch, Gilliman's brother who sided with Horus and now serves Nurgle. His traitor brother invades Ultramar with Chaos God Nurgle's
He's got wings too, right?
full backing.
That's him.
Plague Marines, demon engines, diseases that would make you put that lunch away. The Plague Wars turn his rebuilt realm into a petri dish. At Lax, Mortarion ambushes him. They duel. Mortarion stronger, faster, fueled by warp corruption and 10,000 years of spite. Drives the Godblight into Gilliman, Nurgle's personal plague designed to kill Primarchs. Gilliman's dying, again. Then the Emperor intervenes, not gently. Psychic fire burns through Gilliman's veins, incinerating the plague from the inside out.
It's a miracle!
It feels like being unmade and reforged simultaneously. When it's over, Gilliman's standing, Mortarion's retreating. The Emperor saved him.
Nah, forget it. I've seen enough anime to know this ends for me.
Ultramar survives. He reestablishes the Tetrarchy, a council of chapter masters
that is
governing his realm,
insane.
and keeps moving because threats don't stop. It's back-to-back battles next. A fourth Turnic War, Necron dynasties, the Pariah Nexus that nearly kills him. Then, Abaddon, Horus' successor, leading the traitor forces, Gilliman fights on every front simultaneously. He can't quit. Duty won't let him, and he can't win. The galaxy is infinitely broken. But he looks at the Imperium, the rotting, superstitious, bureaucratic nightmare he's somehow responsible for, and thinks,
yeah, that's
this is not according to regulation.
Gonna say.
Then reloads and keeps fighting. Not because he believes anymore, not because there's hope, because if he stops even for a moment, it all collapses, and there's no one else. There never was.
Had no idea about so many things. How did he survive all those fights with the Chaos Primarchs? That is insane. But okay, why it's just him and the Ultramarines that have to do all of the hard work? Where are the other Primarchs and their forces? Why is nobody helping? Why it feels like Gilliman is the only, is the only one who is trying. Oh, yeah, now we know.
You are about to see the shocking truth of why Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard and Overwatch. Check this out.
And what it boiled down for me, like what sort of ultimately broke me in my Blizzard career was I got called in the CFO's office, and he sits me down and he says, he gives me a date, which at the time was 2020 and was going to slip to 2021, but at the time it was 2020. And he said, Overwatch has to make in 2020. And then every year after that, it needs a recurring revenue. And then he says to me, if it doesn't do dollars, we're going to lay off 1,000 people, and that's going to be on you.
So what an insane thing to happen. Literally called into the office by the chief financial officer, who has then said to you, if you do not launch this game right now or make changes to the game that makes X billions of dollars, because let's face it, that's what it would have been, because they would have been comparing this directly to games like Fortnite with massive development teams and just pumping money out and doing everything they can to generate revenue, and also looking at their internal games like Call of Duty that was almost a guaranteed $1 billion every year. If you don't make these changes to the game and you don't do them right now, within the next 1 or 2 years, you are going to be the reason I'm going to fire 1,000 people. And that is crazy. That is some insane gaslighting from the C-suite of Blizzard, the corpos. This is how they roll. And this is the problem with game development and these big studios. The problem with the big studios is they get so big, they have to keep spending more and more money to chase even more and more money in terms of revenue. Everything gets massive. The scope is too insane. And actually, Jeff does kind of catch onto this. Well, not catch onto it. He does explain it when he talks about Titan in this podcast. But don't worry, I'm going to break all of this down in the video. This isn't going to be some massively long video because there's a lot in the podcast, and I do implore you to go and watch that, because a lot of what I'm doing here is just regurgitating what Jeff has said. But I'm going to give you some points and just a very long, well, very quick TLDR of what he says in relation to Overwatch League, in relation to the way Overwatch went, Overwatch 2, and all of that kind of stuff. And obviously the way he ended up leaving the company, as you've just seen in this video, just seems absolutely insane. Because, I mean, I actually can't comprehend, like, can you comprehend being in that situation where you're told, like, you need to do the X, Y, and Z, else I'm going to fire 1,000 people? What do you even do? Because let's be real here as well. Even if you did X, Y, and Z, they might still just fire 1,000 people anyway. But like I said, I do think what was going on is they were looking at the likes of Fortnite and they wanted Overwatch to scale up to that level. Now, the other issue in all of this is Overwatch League. Overwatch League famously said it was going to be as big as the NFL. Now, this was a strategic report that was generated by a pretty well-known financial institute, which was then disseminated around to all of these billionaires who thought, holy shit, this is going to be bigger than the NFL. I need to get into this, because when you're a billionaire, it doesn't matter if you throw through 20, 30, $40 million. What even is that? It's like change you found behind your sofa. The problem is, though, you then start going, where's my return? And this was the issue Overwatch had, because people were not buying enough merchandise. People were not going to live events because it was an absolutely stupid idea to say, you've got like the London team and we're going to play, I don't know, LA Gladiators, Spitfires. We need to fly over to them. And guess what? Our next game's in Shanghai. I mean, what? Like, the travel was crazy. In fact, a little bit of an Easter egg, Spitfire would have had the longest travel distance of any team just because of where they were based, and there was no other European teams until the Paris team came online. But that would have just been like, you'd basically spend most of your time in the Americas, which is where the teams were. So yeah, Overwatch League puts a lot of pressure on the team because suddenly all these billionaires want more money, and this then makes the likes of Bobby Kotick and the managers at Blizzard and Activision go, we need these features in the game, so these people have got more of a chance of making more money, and this was diverting away effort from the Overwatch development. Now, I did get some bits of information back in the day where there was this there was internal friction. Again, Jeff doesn't speak about this, so just take this with a pinch of salt. But there was internal friction, and the Overwatch team was Overwatch Team 4, but was Team 4 at Blizzard. But there was also something referred to as Team 4.5, which was this sort of Overwatch League team, and they were getting increasingly powerful and draining resources away from the actual game. And also there was a lot of internal issues with the game itself, where some developers viewed it as a live service game, and Jeff was one of these that wanted to keep doing these seasonal events, and others wanted to make the PvE expansion and move on to the next thing. And also Jeff kind of wanted to do that as well. So there was a lot of split in the team. Again, this comes back down to me giving you anecdotes of my experience. Again, I remember being on the Blizzard campus, and I was talking to, I think, one of the lead engineers and another developer who now works at Valve, and I think it was Adrian Finnell. And I was like, look, I don't understand why this game isn't viewed as a live service. Like, in fact, I remember sitting there saying, why are you not looking at Fortnite going, why are we not doing anything about that? Which is kind of funny now, given what Jeff has told us, that Fortnite actually probably was one of the reasons why the suits were pressuring them to do all these kind of mad things. But my argument was, why are we not continuing to do live service? Because if you remember back in the day, Overwatch had the seasonal events. I mean, I wasn't calling it live service then, I was calling it seasonal events. The seasonal events then started to just get copy and pasted with some new cosmetics because they didn't have the development bandwidth to make new events because they were too busy pissing around on Overwatch League and pissing around on what Overwatch 2 could look like with its all PvE kind of expansion. So, that being said, which is a lot to say at the top of this video, obviously this is a topic that I've been, I'm interested in. I've been following it for a long time. Let me just break this down. Okay, so I'll go through this pretty quick, but these are my notes that I've got on this situation. So basically broken down into 3 categories. So you've got Project Titan, you've got Overwatch 1, and then you've got Overwatch 2, which Jeff does say was his biggest leadership mistake. And then basically why Jeff left. So this is a TLDR of that. So I'm gonna blast through this. Now remember, the podcast itself has got like loads of stuff on Jeff's life, how Jeff became a developer at Blizzard, and what are his favorite games and all that kind of stuff. Like, I do implore you go and check it out. I would say though, watch it on like ×2 speed or something. Right? I can't say I've ever watched a Lex Friedman podcast before in my life, but the guy talks at a glacially slow pace. It is just like, speed it up. Speed it up. You probably already speed my videos up anyway. They're long enough as is. Anyway, this is the TLDR. So Project Titan, it cost $83 million. It was a World of Warcraft follow-up where players were secret agents by night, and then in the day you owned a business, and it had GTA-style driving. And it was kind of like Animal Crossing in the day, where you made a little business and you sold products and did whatever and you all that stuff. But at night you kind of became like a superhero and you had like an alternative life. But this collapsed after 7 years, and it cost $83 million, and there was problems with the way the teams were connected. So the art style wasn't kind of in place. It wasn't a coherent art style. The game engine didn't really work. The tools that they used to develop the game were not great. Jeff, I think he said something along the lines of, if you had a 40-hour work week, you could only actually work 20 hours, because for 20 other hours, the game engine was basically broke, the tools that they were using to develop the game. They hired over apparently 70 environment artists, and they still didn't have a direct vision of what the world should look like. In 2013, it gets cancelled, and then Jeff was given 6 weeks to pitch a new game and save his core team. Now, it probably would have resulted in the core team members getting pushed away or pushed into other games, possibly, or them getting dissolved, because it was a failure. Titan was. But Jeff basically said, look, Titan's failed engine, we can use it and we can get rid of everything that isn't just the superhero PvP part, but then we can make that a lot more simplistic. And Jeff actually took one of Titan's classes called Jumper. Now, again, this is all stuff we kind of knew about in the past, but it's worth going over again. And just distilled the abilities down to a couple of abilities, and this obviously became Tracer. And then this was shown as like a proof of concept of what they could make in this sort of multiplayer arena battle game, which is a hero shooter with these great hero designs and with very simplistic abilities that people could easily pick up on.
And he developed friendship with one of the founders, Nandan Nilekani, जिन्होंने eventually सिद्धार्थ के कॉफी बिजनेस में इन्वेस्टमेंट करी. और आज की दुनिया में someone who understands tech and business has a significant unfair advantage in the world of AI. One example is Level Zero, who is a Dutch coder and solopreneur. Solopreneur का मतलब he is just a team of one, and he has built multiple businesses just by being very good at coding and very sharp in business analytics. और Scalar School of Technology का UG program in AI and business is one of its kind program in India, जो exactly आपको ऐसी skills develop करने में मदद करेगा. यहाँ स्टूडेंट्स कोडिंग और AI को बिजनेस थिंकिंग के साथ अप्लाई करना सीखते हैं, जैसे प्रोडक्ट आइडिएशन कैसे करते हैं, एक कंपनी को स्केल कैसे करते हैं. और सबसे बड़ा USP की करिकुलम के अंदर हर स्टूडेंट को अपना स्टार्टअप बिल्ड करने का मौका मिलता है. So you get real life experience during your UG course. And the good thing is कि अगर आपकी startup scale कर जाती है then they help you raise funding. और अगर ऐसा हुआ भी नहीं तो actual products build कैसे करते हैं, एक founder कैसे बनते हैं, at least you're learning all of that. And in today's economy, many roles are also for ex-founders because even hiring managers and leadership understands that founder skills are pretty rare and those are the type of people companies need. Scalar also gives you placement support for many roles that are very AI native, like AI native engineers. इसके अलावा mentorship और curriculum उन लोगों से आता है जो OpenAI, Meta और DeepMind जैसी जगहों में काम कर चुके हैं. फाइनली कैंपस का एक कोर पार्ट है स्केलर इनोवेशन लैब्स, जहां ग्लोबल एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ स्टूडेंट्स बहुत ही कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजी बिल्ड करते हैं, इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया का वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट ह्यूमनॉइड रोबोट स्टार्टअप्स. अगर आप या फिर someone you know who's in the 12th class and is interested in this, then the link is in the description for the NACT entrance test. पर ये बस 200 लोगों के लिए ही है. And remember when you fill the form, use the code MOHAK because then you can get scholarship, especially अगर आपका test result अच्छा रहता है during the entrance. सिद्धार्थ realized कि इस market में manipulation करना बहुत easy है and he wanted a relatively cleaner market, which is why उनका अटेंशन वापस गया अपने फैमिली के कॉफ़ी बिजनेस में. और उनका मानना था कि इस मार्केट में एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है. अब सिद्धार्थ तो मानते हैं कि इस मार्केट में पोटेंशियल बहुत है, पर पोटेंशियल के साथ साथ इसमें रेगुलेशंस भी बहुत है. इसी वजह से 1992 में कई कॉफ़ी एस्टेट ओनर्स दिल्ली जाते हैं सेक्टर की लिबरलाइजेशन के लिए. इसमें कर्नाटका के कई प्लांटर्स हैं जो अपना आर्ग्यूमेंट देश के फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मनमोहन सिंह के सामने रखते हैं, जिसके बाद धीरे धीरे रेगुलेशंस कम होने लग जाती है. सबसे पहले ग्रोवर्स को इजाज़त दी जाती है कि 30% प्रोड्यूस वो अब डायरेक्टली कंज्यूमर्स को बेच सकते हैं और बस 70% इंडिया के कॉफ़ी बोर्ड को उनको बेचना होगा. 30% फिर 70% बन जाता है. इस वजह से पूरी इंडस्ट्री बदल जाती है, प्राइसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, कैश फ्लोज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती है एंड री इन्वेस्टमेंट इनटू द बिजनेस इज पॉसिबल. इसी वजह से दिसंबर 1993 में सिद्धार्थ अमालगमेटेड बीन कॉफी ट्रेडिंग कंपनी ABCTL बनाते हैं. ये एक एक्सपोर्ट कंपनी है जहां सिद्धार्थ कई छोटे ग्रोवर से कॉफी खरीदते हैं और फिर इसको डायरेक्टली इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स में बेचते हैं. इसका एकदम डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. जहां टिपिकली लोगों को हर किलोग्राम के लिए 24 से 25 रुपए मिलते थे, ABCTL को 55 रुपए का प्राइस मिल जाता है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स में. अगले 2 साल ग्लोबल कंडीशंस और सिद्धार्थ को फेवर करती हैं. सबसे पहले ब्राजील में खराब वेदर की वजह से उधर का कॉफी सप्लाई बर्बाद हो जाता है, जिसकी वजह से सिद्धार्थ को कुछ डील्स में 180 रुपए पर केजी मिलते हैं. ABCTL की इतनी तरक्की होती है कि पूरे चिकमगलुरु डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ये कंपनी प्राइस सेटर बन जाती है. दूसरे लोग देखते हैं कि इस कंपनी का क्या दाम होगा और उसी हिसाब से वो अपने दाम रखते हैं. फिर सिद्धार्थ दूसरे ग्रोवर्स को ट्रेनिंग देने लग जाते हैं कि कौन सी बीन्स का क्या दाम है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में और अपनी क्वालिटी बढ़ाने के उनको कौन सी फार्मिंग प्रैक्टिसेस अडॉप्ट करनी होंगी. पर सिद्धार्थ ये भी जानते हैं कि एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट भी बहुत रिस्की गेम है, क्योंकि अगर दुनिया में कुछ भी हो जाए तो इम्पैक्ट आपके बिजनेस पर पड़ता है. इस वजह से उनको आइडिया आया कि जब तक वो अपनी ब्रांड बनाएंगे नहीं ना, तब तक ये बिजनेस रिस्क जाएगा नहीं. जब सिद्धार्थ ने अपने दोस्तों को आइडिया बताया कि वो एक कॉफ़ी का कप बस 25 रुपए में बेचना चाहते हैं, कई लोगों ने उनका मजाक बनाया, क्योंकि उस समय बेंगलुरु में फिल्टर कॉफ़ी का एक कप आपको बस 5 रुपए में मिल जाएगा. एक एसोसिएट ने उनको बहुत ब्लंटली पूछा कि भाई कोई 5 गुना ज़्यादा दाम क्यों देगा कॉफ़ी के लिए. पर सिद्धार्थ का इंस्टिंक्ट कहता था दैट दिस इज़ पॉसिबल. वो कई समय से ग्लोबल कॉफ़ी कंपनीज स्पेशली यूरोपियन ब्रांड चीबो को स्टडी कर रहे थे, जो अपने रिटेल आउटलेट्स के जरिए कॉफ़ी पाउडर और कॉफ़ी बेचती. इसी वजह से 1995 में सिद्धार्थ ने कई छोटे रिटेल आउटलेट्स जिनका नाम था फ्रेश और ग्राउंड को लॉन्च करे. ये स्टोर्स मोस्टली रेजिडेंशियल नेबरहुड्स में थे. अब ये एक्सपेरिमेंट चल ही रहा था, बट सिद्धार्थ रियलाइज दैट समथिंग इज मिसिंग. वो एक ऐसी जगह बनाना चाहते थे जहाँ लोग उनकी ब्रांड को एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे. और 1996 में जब वो सिंगापुर गए ट्रिप के लिए, दिस चेंज एवरीथिंग. डिनर के बाद जब वो होटल वापस जा रहे थे, सिद्धार्थ की नज़रें एक ऐसी जगह पर पड़ी जहाँ लोग कंप्यूटर्स के साथ बैठकर काम कर रहे थे और एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत कर रहे थे. उनके पास आइडिया आया कि वाई कैन नॉट ही क्रिएट अ सिमिलर एक्सपीरियंस इन इंडिया. वो एक इंडिया में ऐसा कैफ़े क्यों नहीं खोल सकते जहाँ लोग इंटरनेट यूज़ कर सके, कॉफ़ी पी सकें और दूसरे के साथ हैंग आउट कर सकें. बट दिस वॉज अ रेडिकल आइडिया, क्योंकि उस ज़माने में लोगों के घरों में इंटरनेट नहीं था. सो इसीलिए 11 जुलाई 1996 में कैफ़े कॉफ़ी डे का पहला आउटलेट खुला सेंट्रल बेंगलुरु की ब्रिगेड रोड पर, और इस कैफ़े में इंटरनेट अवेलेबल था। सीसीडी में आपको इटालियन स्टाइल ड्रिंक्स जैसे कैपेचिनोज, एस्प्रेसोज और लाटेज मिलती, कई चीज़ें जिसको इंडियंस ने कभी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया था। ये कैफ़े एक इंस्टेंट हिट बन गया। अगले कुछ सालों के दौरान सिद्धार्थ ने फिर कई आउटलेट्स खोले और 2001 तक तो देश में 18 कैफ़ेज खुल चुके थे, मेनली बेंगलुरु, चेन्नई और मैसूर में। पर सिद्धार्थ अभी भी इस कंपनी को एक फैमिली बिजनेस की तरह चला रहे थे। मोस्टली एम्प्लॉयज उनके फैमिली एसोसिएट्स थे और दूसरे कुछ दोस्त थे। जब भी कोई यंगस्टर उनके होम टाउन से नौकरी की बात करता, उनको नौकरी देते थे। एंड दिस इज द स्टेज व्हेन नरेश मल्होत्रा एंटर्स द पिक्चर। नरेश ने पहले विजय माल्या के साथ काम किया था बर्जर एंड पेंट्स जैसी कंपनीज को सेटअप करने के लिए, और फिर बाद में केपीएमजी के ऑपरेशन सेटअप करने के लिए। 2001 में नरेश सीसीडी के सीईओ बन गए। कंपनी में 70 से 80 लोग थे, बट द नंबर्स रियली शॉक्ड हिम। कंपनी के 20 से कम आउटलेट्स थे, पर बिजनेस डूब रहा था। फिर उन्होंने सिद्धार्थ को अपना प्लान बताया कि हम 18 में से 10 कैफेज को बंद करेंगे और मोस्ट एम्प्लॉयज को फायर कर देंगे। सिद्धार्थ इस चीज को सुनकर दंग रह गए। उनको लगा था कि नरेश उनको एक्सपेंशन एडवाइस देंगे, पर इधर वो उनको उल्टा एडवाइस दे रहे हैं ऑपरेशंस बंद करने के लिए। पर नरेश ने जब अपनी थिंकिंग शेयर करी, सिद्धार्थ इवेंचुअली एग्रीड, जिसके साथ कई अनप्रॉफिटेबल कैफेज बंद कर दिए गए और एक्सेस स्टाफ को फायर कर दिया गया। अगले 6 सालों के दौरान नरेश ने सिस्टम्स, प्रोसेसेस और फाइनेंशियल डिसिप्लिन क्रिएट किया कंपनी में। 6 साल बाद नरेश मल्होत्रा लेफ्ट द कंपनी आफ्टर स्टेबलाइजिंग द बिजनेस, जिसके बाद सीसीडी स्टार्टेड एक्सपैंडिंग अक्रॉस इंडिया लाइक दिल्ली एंड मुंबई। 2004 तक 150 कैफेज खुल गए थे और 2008 तक 560। जैसे ही एक्सपेंशन आया, वैसे कंपटीशन भी बढ़ने लग गया फ्रॉम ब्रांड्स लाइक बरिस्टा, कोस्टा कॉफी एंड कॉफी बीन एंड टी। मिड 2000s आते आते सिद्धार्थ started preparing for an IPO and he became the face of the company, obviously because he's been the founder. एक इंटरव्यू में जब उनसे पूछा गया कि उनका लीडरशिप स्टाइल क्या है, he said I believe in rolling up my sleeves and working। और इसी माइंडसेट से सिद्धार्थ ने सीसीडी की कंपनी चलाई। नरेश मल्होत्रा की एग्जिट के बाद कैफे कॉफी डे एक्सपैंड करने लगा अग्रेसिवली। रेवेन्यू ने तो 250 करोड़ रुपए क्रॉस कर दिए, पर फाइनेंशियल फाइलिंग ने दिखाया कि बिजनेस ग्रुप लॉस में था क्योंकि उन्होंने इतने ज्यादा पैसे खर्च करे एक्सपेंशन के लिए। बस कैफेज पर फोकस करने की बजाय सीसीडी का बिजनेस ग्रुप कई चीजों पर फोकस करने लगा। होल्डिंग कंपनी थी कैफे डे एंटरप्राइजेस लिमिटेड, और ये होल्डिंग कंपनी सारे डिफरेंट बिजनेसेस को मैनेज कर रही थी। इस एक्सपेंशन को फाइनेंस करने के लिए कर्ज भी बढ़ा और उसके साथ साथ इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट भी। फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2012 में लॉन्ग टर्म बोरिंग 1600 करोड़ थी। 3 साल बाद ये नंबर 3500 हो गया। कई छोटे छोटे बिजनेसेस तो पैसा कमा भी नहीं रहे थे, पर उनको पेरेंट कंपनी से और फाइनेंसिंग मिलती जाती। सिद्धार्थ का मानना था कि ये सारे बिजनेसेस इवेंचुअली वैल्यूएबल लॉन्ग टर्म एसेट्स बनेंगे। कई बार सिद्धार्थ की एक कंपनी दूसरी कंपनी को कई करोड़ की उधार देती। बेसिकली लेफ्ट पॉकेट से पैसा लिया और राइट पॉकेट में रख दिया। ओरिजिनली सिद्धार्थ का प्लान था कि जो उनका प्रॉफिटेबल कैफे बिजनेस है ना, उसको वो आईपीओ कर देंगे, पर क्योंकि दूसरे बिजनेसेस की हालत इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी, उन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि वो पूरी होल्डिंग कंपनी का आईपीओ करेंगे। एम था मार्केट से करीब 1000 करोड़ रुपए उठाना। इन 1000 करोड़ में से आधे से ज्यादा पैसा तो कर्ज चुकाने में जाएगा। इसलिए कई एनालिस्ट ने लिखा कि कंपनी का स्ट्रक्चर इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स है, कर्ज की लेवल्स इतनी ज्यादा हैं और रिटर्न्स इतनी कमजोर हैं, इसलिए इसके आईपीओ में इन्वेस्ट क्यों ही करना। अब आईपीओ में कई इन्वेस्टर्स ने इंटरेस्ट दिखाया तो, पर ओपनिंग के बाद इशू प्राइस से स्टॉक का प्राइस कम था, which shows कि मार्केट का इतना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था इस कंपनी में। पर आईपीओ के बाद भी बोरोइंग्स नहीं रुकी, नई कैफेज खुलते गए और रियल एस्टेट के बिजनेस को चलाने के लिए भी कर्ज उठाना ही पड़ा। इन लोन्स के लिए सिद्धार्थ कंपनी के शेयर्स एज कोलैटरल देने लगे, जिसका मतलब था दैट ही वाज बेसिकली गिविंग हिज कंपनी अवे अगर थिंग्स गो रॉन्ग। इसके साथ साथ इंडिया का बैंकिंग एनवायरनमेंट भी चेंज हो रहा था। पहले बैंक्स कंपनीज को इजाजत दे देते थे अगर वो नए लोन्स लेना चाहते पुराने लोन्स को चुकाने के लिए, पर जब आरबीआई गवर्नर रघुराम राजन ने एसेट क्वालिटी रिव्यू का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट किया, ये चीज करना बैंक के लिए इतना आसान नहीं था। इस वजह से सिद्धार्थ लोन्स नहीं उठा सकते थे पिछले लोन्स को चुकाने के लिए। सितंबर 2017 में आईटी डिपार्टमेंट ने कैफे कॉफी डे लोकेशन से सिद्धार्थ के घर में कई रेड करी। उनका कहना था कि वो टैक्स इरेगुलरिटीज को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं। इसी वजह से कुछ दिन के अंदर ही स्टॉक 10 से 20% गिर गया। अब एज ए कंज्यूमर आपको इसके बारे में पता भी नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि 1700 कैफेज तो अभी भी ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, पर बिहाइंड द सीन्स Things were really wrong. And suddenly 2018 में कुछ हुआ जिससे सिद्धार्थ के पैरों तले जमीन खिसक गई.
In an emergency move, the government moved in today to avert a potentially huge crisis at a financing company that could hit the savings of ordinary folks. The current management of IL and FS has been suspended, and a new 6-member board that includes Uday Kotak takes over.
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लीजिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज ILNFS एक बहुत बड़ी फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज कंपनी थी जो मानो बैंकिंग सिस्टम में एक मिडलमैन थी. वो पब्लिक और प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक से पैसा बोरो करते और कई रोड्स और हाईवेज प्रोजेक्ट्स को ये पैसा देते. अब कई समय से ILNFS की लोन बुक हजारों करोड़ों तक आ गई, but this company hadn't managed its loans well. इस वजह से ILNFS की कई कंपनीज अपना पैसा चुका ही नहीं पाई, जिसकी वजह से देश के पूरे फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर में एक रेड अलर्ट आ गया. ILNFS की क्रेडिट रेटिंग डिफॉल्ट स्टेटस बन गई, जिसका मतलब था that this company is very unsafe.
रेटिंग एजेंसी ICRA ने कंपनी की रेटिंग ही अब घटा दी है. पिछले 2 महीने में ये दूसरी बार हुआ है जब कंपनी की रेटिंग घटाई गई है.
ये न्यूज जैसे सामने आई, कई इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर्स पैनिक करने लग गए और वो अपना पैसा उन म्यूचुअल फंड से हटाने लग गए जिन्होंने ILNFS की इन्वेस्टमेंट्स में पैसे लगाए. इसका इफेक्ट इतना बड़ा था कि कोई भी कंपनी जो ILNFS की तरह लगती थी उसकी हालत पतली हो गई, विच इंक्लूड्स बजाज फाइनेंस, मुथूट फाइनेंस, टाटा कैपिटल, L&T फाइनेंस और महिंद्रा फाइनेंस. जैसे ILNFS अपने लोन्स पर डिफॉल्ट करने लग गई, एक रिपल इफेक्ट क्रिएट हो गया पूरे फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर में. अब जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि सिद्धार्थ नए लोन्स ले रहे थे अपने पुराने लोन्स को चुकाने के लिए. इसको कहा जाता है एवरग्रीनिंग लोन्स. जैसे सिद्धार्थ ने 2018 में करीब 3,500 करोड़ रुपए बोरो करे 2,800 करोड़ के लोन्स चुकाने के लिए. अब क्योंकि सिद्धार्थ का एक बहुत अच्छा करिश्मा था और बहुत अच्छे रिलेशनशिप थे बैंकर्स के साथ, उनको हर बार एक नया लोन मिल जाता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक बार उनको पता चला कि एक बैंक एग्जीक्यूटिव जिससे उनको लोन चाहिए, उनकी शादी होने वाली है. इसीलिए सिद्धार्थ ने उस बैंकर को बोला कि क्यों ना आप अपनी शादी सिराय रिजॉर्ट्स में कराओ जिसका ओनर मैं ही हूँ. इस वजह से सिद्धार्थ को कभी लोन्स की कमी नहीं थी. पर ILNFS के क्राइसिस के बाद सारे बैंकर्स डर गए. इस वजह से सिद्धार्थ के नए लोन्स मिलना ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल हो गया और एक क्रैश सामने आ गया. माइंडट्री एक IT फर्म है इन्फोसिस की तरह, जिससे सिद्धार्थ कई सालों से एसोसिएटेड थे. कई साल पहले उन्होंने बस 45 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट करे थे, पर इस बिजनेस की वैल्यू अब बहुत ज़्यादा थी. सिद्धार्थ ने ही इस कंपनी को अपना पहला ऑफिस भी दिया था. इनफैक्ट कंपनी के एक को फाउंडर ने कहा था कि मैंने फ्राइडे को विप्रो से रिज़ाइन किया और मंडे मॉर्निंग तक मैं सिद्धार्थ के ऑफिस से काम करने लगा. सिद्धार्थ ने अपना ये ऑफिस हमें 5 महीने के लिए दिया बिना किसी रेंट के. सिद्धार्थ का माइंडट्री में 21% स्टेक की अब वैल्यू थी 3,000 करोड़ रुपए और वो चाहते थे कि वो पूरे स्टेक को बेच दें ताकि उनकी मेन कंपनी सर्वाइव कर पाए. इसीलिए अगले 6-7 महीने के दौरान वो कई प्राइवेट इक्विटी इन्वेस्टर्स के पास गए. कई कंपनीज एक शेयर के लिए 1,000 रुपए देने के लिए भी राजी थी, जिसका मतलब था कि उनको 3,000 से 3,400 करोड़ मिल सकते हैं. पर इन नेगोशिएशंस के दौरान कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम आती ही जाती. कभी उनको माइंडट्री की मैनेजमेंट से अप्रूवल नहीं मिलता, कभी फाइनल प्राइस सेट नहीं होता और कभी डील की कंडीशंस अप्रूव नहीं होती. बट सिद्धार्थ वाज ऑन अ क्लॉक. ही हैड टू सेल क्विकली. पर मार्च 2019 में फाइनली L&T को उन्होंने अपना स्टेक बेच दिया, जिससे उनको 3,200 करोड़ रुपए मिले और ये सारा पैसा उनके लोन्स को चुकाने के लिए गया. वो अपने दूसरे बिजनेसेस को बेचने के लिए भी राजी थे, चाहे उनके IT टेक पार्क का बिजनेस हो या फिर वेंडिंग मशीन का. इनफैक्ट कोका कोला उनका वेंडिंग मशीन का बिजनेस खरीदना भी चाहती थी, जिसके लिए सिद्धार्थ ने 8,000 से 10,000 करोड़ रुपए मांगे. बट कोका कोला फेल्ट दैट द प्राइस इज टू हाई. अब सिद्धार्थ की होल्डिंग कंपनी का डेट 7,000 करोड़ से ज़्यादा हो गया था. कई सालों से सिद्धार्थ को कोई भी प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन मिलते ही जा रहा था. जब उनके पास पैसे नहीं थे, ही मैनेज्ड टू सेल माइंडट्री. जब उनका एक बैंक से लोन नहीं मिलता, दूसरे बैंक से उनको लोन मिल जाता. बट नाउ ही हैड नो वे. 29 जुलाई 2019 में सिद्धार्थ गायब हो गए. अगले दिन एक मिसिंग कंप्लेन फाइल हुई और उसके बाद सर्च ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट हुए. अटकलें लगाई गई कि उनकी बॉडी नदी में मिलेगी. कंपनी के हेडक्वार्टर्स में कई न्यूज़ रिपोर्टर्स आ गए. पूरी तरह पुलिस तैनात की गई और हर एम्प्लॉय का इंटरव्यू लिया गया. फाइनली सिद्धार्थ के ऑफिस में उनको एक नोट मिला. ये नोट लिखा गया था घटना के बस 2 दिन पहले, 27 जुलाई को. उनको ये भी बोला गया दैट ही वाज अंडर सीनियर प्रेशर फ्रॉम मनी लेंडर्स एंड टैक्स अथॉरिटीज. 31 जुलाई को उनकी बॉडी नदी में पाई गई. सिद्धार्थ ने अपने नोट में बोला that the assets are greater than liabilities of his company. In some ways that is true. कैफे चेन थी, कॉफी प्लांटेशन थे और एक ग्लोबल विलेज टेक पार्क भी था। पर इनमें से कई एसेट्स ऑलरेडी एज कोलैटरल दे दिए गए थे बैंक्स को। इन्वेस्टिगेशन में पाया गया कि एक्चुअली एक हिडन बर्डन भी था करीब 3,500 करोड़ का। सिद्धार्थ की मौत के बाद उनकी बीवी मालविका ने कंपनी की लीडरशिप ले ली। जब उन्होंने कंपनी को ज्वाइन किया तो उसका डेट 10,000 करोड़ रुपए था। सबसे पहले शी स्टार्टेड सेलिंग कंपनीज एसेट्स, जैसे ग्लोबल विलेज टेक पार्क 2700 करोड़ रुपए में बेचा गया। कई अनप्रॉफिटेबल कैफेज बेच दिए गए, जिस वजह से 2019 में जहाँ सीसीडी के करीब 1700 कैफेज थे, 4 साल बाद ये नंबर बस 450 हो गया। 2025 आते आते CDEL का डेट बस 370 करोड़ था। 2016 में सिद्धार्थ ने कहा था कि वो रॉबिन हुड बनना चाहते हैं, बट दैट्स द चैलेंज ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। सबका एक विजन होता है, बट व्हेन थिंग्स आर गोइंग रॉन्ग यू नीड टू नो व्हेन टू स्टॉप, एंड सिद्धार्थ डिड नॉट रियलाइज दिस व्हेन टू स्टॉप, and this is something that Siddharth struggled with. Hopefully you like this video. This video was sponsored by Scalar School of Technology. Don't forget to check out Scalar School of Technology's AI and Business program. NSCET की entrance test details और scholarship की information आपको description में मिल जाएगी। याद रहे, if you use the code MOHAK in your application form, one of you will get the chance to get 100% scholarship from Scalar.
And you, my custodes, reduced to symbolic guardians of an empty throne. I wanted to protest, to defend the imperium that had survived against impossible odds, to explain the necessities that had driven us to become what we now were. But in his presence, such thoughts seemed hollow, the excuses of a child caught in wrongdoing. He turned away from me, his attention focused outward, beyond the walls of the palace, beyond terror itself. I felt his consciousness expanding, touching minds across the galaxy, some withering instantly at his touch, others transformed by it. And in the warp, I sensed a great disturbance, as if the very gods of chaos themselves had suddenly been confronted by a predator far more terrible than they had ever imagined. They named me a god, he said, the words resonating through my very bones. Against my explicit command, they twisted my vision into a religion of blind faith and mindless obedience. They built an empire of suffering in my name. And now they shall learn what it truly means to face the judgment of a god. I knew then what was coming, not salvation, not the triumphant return the Imperium had prayed for. This was extinction. This was the end of everything. For in his eyes, humanity had failed him. The dream of the imperial truth was dead, replaced by the very superstition and ignorance he had fought to overcome. And now, awakened after millennia of agony, sustained only by his indomitable will and the daily sacrifice of thousands of psychers, what remained was not the emperor of legend. This was a being of pure vengeance, determined to cleanse the galaxy of the corruption his beloved humanity had become. What happens when the emperor wakes? The universe trembles. The gods themselves quail in fear. And mankind faces the judgment first signs of resistance. A line of space marines from various chapters, their armor bearing the scars of 1,000 battles, stood with bolters raised. Their helmets were removed, their faces resolute but afraid. At their center stood a figure in ornate artificer armor, the heraldry of the imperial fists gleaming in the unnatural light. "My lord," said the Space Marine captain, his voice steady despite the terror I could sense behind it. "We beseech you to halt. Something is wrong. The deaths, the destruction. This cannot be your will." I tensed, certain that these noble but misguided warriors were about to be obliterated. To question the Emperor, to stand before him with weapons raised, however respectfully, it was unthinkable. But he paused. His radiance dimmed slightly, as if he were focusing it, concentrating it for what was to come. "My sons," he said, his voice echoing not through the air but directly into our minds. "My flawed creations, you who were meant to be the guardians of humanity, not its jailers. Look upon me and know your failure." The light from his form intensified again, but this time it was focused, a beam of pure golden energy that struck the Space Marines. I expected them to be vaporized, their genetically enhanced bodies reduced to ash by his wrath. Instead, something far more terrible occurred. They began to change, their armor, their weapons, even their flesh becoming translucent, revealing the truth beneath. I saw the corruption in their gene seed, the flaws that had developed over 10,000 years of degraded reproduction. I saw the pride that had replaced duty, the blind obedience that had replaced reason. I saw every compromise, every failure, every moment when they had chosen dogma over truth. And so did they. One by one, they fell to their knees, their weapons clattering to the floor. Some wept openly, faces contorted in anguish as they confronted the gulf between what they were and what they had been intended to be. Others simply stared, their minds unable to process the revelation forced upon them. Only the captain remained standing, though he swayed as if struck by a physical blow. His face was wet with tears, yet his eyes remained fixed on the Emperor with a devotion that transcended the horror of his revelation. "We have failed you," he said simply, "but we have always loved you, Father." For a moment, something flickered across the Emperor's face, an emotion I could not name, gone almost before it registered. "Love," he said, the word resonating with complex harmonics. "You know nothing of love. What you feel is dependency, the blind devotion of a child to a parent they cannot understand. It is not love that I require from my creations. It is growth. It is wisdom. It is the courage to become more than what you were made to be." His light intensified again, and this time when it struck the captain, there was no revelation, only annihilation. The proud Space Marine, veteran of countless battles against the enemies of mankind, simply ceased to exist. Not burned, not torn apart, but erased, as if he had never been. The others followed, one by one, their existence snuffed out with the casual indifference of a man swatting insects. I stood rooted to the spot, my mind struggling to process what I was witnessing. These were the Emperor's own creations, his gene sons, however distant. They had served him for 10,000 years, fighting and dying in his name across the breadth of the galaxy. And he had extinguished them without hesitation, without mercy. "You question my actions, Malkion." His attention turned to me, that infinite gaze boring through my mental defenses as if they were mist. "You wonder if this is justice, if this is what mankind prayed for during the long millennia of my entombment." I did not respond. I could not. But my thoughts betrayed me. "I have seen your mind, loyal Malkion. I know that you believe the Imperium, for all its flaws, for all its cruelty and superstition, is the only thing standing between humanity and extinction. You believe that I am condemning mankind to death by removing the structures, however corrupt, that have preserved it." He gestured, and reality seemed to fold around us. Suddenly we were no longer in the corridor outside the Eternity Gate, but standing on a balcony high above the outer palace. The vista before us was one of apocalypse. Great swathes of the endless city that was Terra were in flames or reduced to rubble. The sky was torn with unnatural storms, bolts of golden lightning striking from cloudless heavens. And throughout it all, I could sense the deaths continuing, billions upon billions of souls judged and found wanting. This is not extinction, Malkion. This is transformation. His voice was softer now, almost gentle, yet still carrying that undercurrent of absolute authority that brooked no disagreement. Mankind has spent 10,000 years destroying itself in my name. They have built an empire on the bones of their brothers and sisters. They have sacrificed freedom for security, truth for comfort, the future for the past. They have become less than human while claiming to represent the pinnacle of humanity. He turned to me, his face both beautiful and terrible, the face of a father forced to discipline beloved children. I did not create mankind to worship me. I created the Imperium to free humanity from the shackles of superstition and fear, to guide them toward a future where they would need no gods, no emperors, where each human life would be lived in the light of reason and compassion. Look upon what they have created instead. With a gesture, he expanded my perception, allowing me to see through the eyes of 1 billion souls across Terra. I saw the hideous inequality, the vast masses toiling in conditions little better than slavery, while the High Lords lived in unimaginable luxury. I saw the casual cruelty, the lives thrown away for the most trivial of reasons. I saw the superstition that had replaced science, the mindless rituals that had replaced understanding. I saw an empire that preserved human life while destroying everything that made that life worth living. And beyond Terra, the vision expanded. Hive worlds where trillions lived and died without ever seeing the sky. Forge worlds where human flesh was fused with machine not for enhancement but for control. Death worlds where children were sacrificed to produce a handful of space marines. An imperium that devoured its own people to sustain itself, that committed atrocities beyond counting in the name of survival. This is not my imperium, he said. This is not what I fought for. This is not what my sons died for. This is a perversion, a mockery of everything I sought to build. The vision faded, returning me to the balcony, to the sight of Terra burning. But now I noticed something I had missed before. Amid the destruction, there were places where the golden light touched more gently. Isolated communities where the inhabitants had suddenly stopped, their eyes widening as some new understanding blossomed within them. Individuals scattered throughout the devastation who now moved with purpose, their faces transformed by revelation rather than obliterated by judgment. I am not destroying humanity, Malkion. I am saving it. Those who built their lives on lies, on the worship of a false god they created in my image, those who profited from the suffering of their fellows, who hoarded knowledge that should have been shared, who used my name to justify their own power. They cannot be part of what comes next. But those who sought truth despite the lies they were fed, who showed compassion in a system designed to crush it, who questioned when they were told only to obey, they will be the seed of a new humanity, a humanity worthy of the future I envisioned. He turned away from the vista of destruction, his attention focused inward, towards something I could not perceive. But first, the old order must be completely dismantled. The institutions that have corrupted my vision must be broken beyond repair. The false faith built in my name must be expunged from human consciousness. And those who have benefited most from this corruption must face the harshest judgment. I felt his attention expanding outward, beyond Terra, beyond the Sol system, into the vast expanse of the galaxy. And I knew what would come next. The Lords of Mars, with their hoarded technology, the chapter masters of the Adeptus Astartes with their feudal empires, the Inquisitors with their absolute authority and secret agendas, all those who had built power upon the foundation of his absence, they would be the next to face his judgment, and after them, a reckoning with enemies older and more terrible still, the Chaos Gods who had corrupted his favorite son, the alien empires that had preyed upon humanity during its moments of weakness. The ancient evils lurking in the dark corners of the galaxy, none would be spared the light of his attention. It would be the end of everything. Every power, every institution, every belief system that had defined the galaxy for 10,000 years, wiped away to make room for something new, something that, I was beginning to understand, would have no place for the vast majority of humanity as it currently existed. And in that moment, standing beside the being I had been created to serve, the God I had worshipped in deed if not in word for centuries, I felt the first seed of doubt take root in my soul. A question that no custodian should ever ask. Was the Emperor still worth serving? The seed of doubt grew as we traversed the ruins of what had once been the greatest human civilization in history. The Emperor moved with terrible purpose, his light judging and condemning wherever it touched. I witnessed the death of billions, their minds simply erased by his passing thought. I saw ancient institutions crumble, their leaders judged and found wanting. I watched as the entire apparatus of imperial governance, built over 10 millennia, was dismantled in hours. For most, death was instantaneous. Their consciousness extinguished the moment his light touched them. For others, the worst offenders in his eyes, death came more slowly. High lords who had ruled in his name were forced to experience the suffering their decisions had caused, living through every death, every moment of pain, every despair their rule had inflicted. Cardinal priests of the ecclesiarchy were made to see the true emperor they had never known, their faith burned away by the reality of his presence before their lives followed. Inquisitors who had committed genocide in his name felt the deaths of every innocent soul they had condemned. It was justice of a sort, but it was justice without mercy, without consideration for the impossible circumstances these humans had faced, without acknowledgement of the fact that most had simply been trying to preserve what they believed he had created. We stood now in the ruins of the ecclesiarchal palace, the vast cathedral complex that had once been the center of the imperial cult. The golden statues had melted, the stained glass had shattered, the sacred texts had burned. The priests who had tended this place were gone, their bodies nowhere to be seen, as if they had been erased from existence itself. "Why have you brought me here, my lord?" I finally found the courage to ask, my voice sounding thin and mortal in the aftermath of such destruction. His response was not in words but in images, memories pulled from my own mind and others, shown to me with a clarity that was almost painful. I saw the birth of the imperial cult in the years after his interment on the Golden Throne. I saw the political calculations of those who had encouraged it, the earnest belief of those who had spread it, the comfort it had provided to countless trillions living in a galaxy of horrors. I saw the Horus heresy from his perspective, the betrayal of his most beloved son, the corruption of half his Space Marine legions, the near destruction of everything he had built. I felt his pain as he was forced to destroy Horus, his grief as he was carried broken to the Golden Throne. And I felt the moment when his mortal body failed but his will refused to follow, trapping him in an eternity of pain, an eternity of witnessing his dream twisted into a nightmare. 10,000 years of agony, Malkion. 10,000 years of watching everything I built perverted into its opposite. 10,000 years of being transformed from a man with a vision into a god without mercy. What would such an experience do to you, I wonder? What would it do to any being, no matter how powerful? For the first time since his awakening, I heard something like doubt in his voice. Not doubt in the rightness of his actions, but doubt in what he had become. They made me a god, Malkion. Against my wishes, against everything I fought for, they placed me on a pedestal and worshipped the idea of me while betraying everything I actually stood for. And in doing so, they changed me. The belief of trillions is a power in itself, their faith, their devotion, their prayers. For 10,000 years it has battered against my consciousness. For 10,000 years I have endured not just the physical pain of my ruined body, but the psychic pain of their misplaced worship. He turned to me then, his face more human than I had seen it since his awakening, lined with an exhaustion older than most civilizations, and now I find myself behaving as the god they made me. Judgmental, merciless. Seeing humanity not as individuals worthy of compassion but as a mass to be shaped, to be judged, to be condemned or saved according to my whim. This is what they have made of me, Malkion. This is what I have allowed myself to become. I had no words. What response could there be to such a confession from such a being? He continued, his voice growing stronger, the momentary vulnerability vanishing like morning mist. But it changes nothing. The Imperium as it exists cannot be saved. It is built on foundations of lies and fear. It perpetuates suffering on a scale that would drive you mad if you could truly comprehend it. It has betrayed every principle I fought for. It must be torn down completely before anything worthwhile can be built in its place. He gestured, and once again reality folded around us. Now we stood in orbit, looking down upon Terra from the void. The planet was transformed, great swathes of its endless cityscape now lying in ruins. The orbit was filled with debris, the remnants of ships and stations destroyed in the REM, the first moments of his awakening. But more terrifying was what I saw happening to the warp. The immaterium, that parallel dimension of psychic energy that had always been a seething cauldron of madness and danger, was changing. Great currents of golden light now coursed through it, burning away the corruption that had defined it for millennia. The daemons and entities that had called it home were fleeing before this light or being consumed by it. And at the center of this transformation was him, his consciousness extended into the warp itself, reshaping it by the sheer force of his will. I could feel the panic of the Chaos Gods as their domains were invaded, as the souls they had claimed were torn from their grasp, as the very laws of their reality were rewritten by a power they had thought safely contained. For the first time in 10,000 years, the ruinous powers knew fear. But it was not only the creatures of chaos that were affected. Across the galaxy, every being with even the slightest psychic sensitivity was feeling his presence. Most human psychers had already died in the first moments of his awakening, their minds too fragile to withstand his unshielded power. But now, I could sense the death spreading, touching races that had never worshipped him, never even known of his existence. The Eldar, those few who had survived the birth of Slanesh, were screaming as their souls were judged by a god not their own. The Orcs, whose crude WARJH energy had created its own gods, found those deities suddenly contested by a power beyond their comprehension. Even the Tyranid hive mind, that vast alien consciousness that had consumed countless worlds, recoiled from the golden light now spreading through the warp. This was not salvation. This was not even vengeance. This was extinction on a galactic scale. "My lord," I said, my voice steady despite the horror growing within me, "is this truly your will, the death of all sentient life?" He turned to me, his expression unreadable, his eyes now burning with a light that threatened to overwhelm my enhanced vision. "Not death, Malkion. Transformation. Those worthy will survive. Those who can adapt to a universe without gods save one, without the crutch of faith, without the comfort of comfortable lies. They will be the foundation of what comes after. And how many will that be, my lord? How many out of the trillions who now live?" He was silent for a long moment, his attention seemingly focused on the restructuring of reality happening around us. "Fewer than you would wish, Malchion. More than you might fear. But numbers are irrelevant. It is quality that matters now, not quantity. Humanity has bred itself into the trillions, but at what cost to the individual human soul? Better a billion free humans than a trillion slaves to superstition and fear. I thought of the Imperium I had known, of the countless lives spent to maintain it, of the sacrifices made, the horrors endured, all to preserve a system that, for all its flaws, had kept humanity alive in a galaxy determined to exterminate it. I thought of the faith that had sustained ordinary humans through lives of unimaginable hardship. I thought of the courage shown by mortals who had none of my enhancements, none of my advantages, yet still stood against the darkness. And I made my decision. My lord, I cannot allow this to continue. The words left my mouth before I had fully formed the thought behind them. Treason of the highest order, heresy beyond imagining, yet I knew them to be right the moment they were spoken. His attention turned to me fully now, that golden gaze focusing with an intensity that threatened to unmake me where I stood. I felt my armor growing hot, my skin beginning to blister beneath it. My mind screamed under the pressure of his regard. You would stand against me, Malkion? You who were created to serve me? You who have witnessed the corruption of everything I built? You would defend this mockery they have made of my Imperium. Despite the pain, despite the certainty of my own destruction, I stood firm. I would defend humanity, my lord. The humanity that exists, not the humanity you wish existed. The humanity that has survived 10,000 years of horror through faith and sacrifice and courage. The humanity that, for all its flaws, still contains the potential for everything you once hoped it might become. The pressure intensified. I felt blood vessels bursting in my eyes, in my brain. I tasted copper as my enhanced body struggled to repair damage faster than it was being inflicted. My armor, designed to withstand the most extreme environments in the galaxy, was beginning to melt around me. Yet still I stood. They are not worthy of your defense, Malkion. They have squandered every gift I gave them. They have built an empire of suffering on the ruins of my dream. They worship me as a god while betraying everything I stood for. I met his gaze, though it felt like staring into twin suns. They are human, my lord, imperfect, frightened, limited in their understanding, but they have survived. They have endured horrors you cannot imagine while you slumbered. They deserve better than extermination at the hands of the being they have spent 10 millennia praying for. For an instant, I thought I saw something flicker across his face. Doubt? Recognition? I could not say, but the pressure eased just slightly. And what would you have me do instead, my faithful Malkion? Return to the Golden Throne? Resume my endless vigil while the Imperium continues its slow decay? Accept the worship of trillions while watching them destroy themselves in my name? I had no answer. What alternative could I offer to a being of such power, such knowledge? What compromise could there be between his vision of humanity's potential and the flawed reality of what humanity had become? Then, unbidden, a memory surfaced, not mine, but his, shared with me in that moment of connection. The Emperor, as he had been during the Great Crusade, standing before the vast window of his flagship, looking out at a newly compliant world. A human world brought back into the fold of the Imperium, not through conquest, but through diplomacy, through reason, through the shared vision of a better future. I felt his pride in that moment, his hope for what humanity might become, and I felt something else, something I had not expected to find in the being who had just condemned billions to death. Love. Genuine love for the species he had dedicated his existence to guiding, protecting, elevating. My lord, I said, the words coming slowly as I struggled against the pain still radiating through my body. You once believed in humanity's potential to grow beyond its flaws. You once had patience for their slow evolution toward the beings you knew they could become. Has that changed, or have you simply lost the compassion that tempered your judgment? The pressure increased again, and I felt myself being lifted off the ground, my armor creaking as unseen forces threatened to crush me. Compassion, he thundered, the word reverberating through the warp itself. I have watched for 10,000 years as they murdered each other in my name, as they burned those who sought knowledge, as they tortured those who questioned their dogmas, as they sacrificed their own children to appease a god that was never listening. And you speak to me of compassion? Despite the agony, despite the certainty of my death, I persisted. Yes, my lord. Compassion, the quality you once valued above all others, the quality that separated you from the tyrants who came before you, the quality that made your Imperium worth fighting for. He held me suspended for what seemed like an eternity, his mind probing mine, searching for deception, for weakness, for the flaw that would justify my destruction. and all the while, his power continued to spread across the galaxy, judging, condemning, remaking. Finally, he set me down. The pressure eased, though it did not disappear entirely. My armor was ruined, the once golden oromite blackened and warped by heat no physical weapon could have generated. My skin beneath was burned, though my enhanced healing had already begun to repair the damage. You truly believe they are worth saving, Malkion? This Imperium that has betrayed everything I created it to be? These humans who worship me as a god while ignoring everything I taught them? I stood straight despite the pain, meeting his gaze as directly as I could. I believe that among the trillions you would condemn, there are those who embody everything you once valued in humanity. Courage, compassion, the will to improve themselves and their world. They are the minority, yes, they have always been the minority. But they exist, and they deserve the chance to build something better from the ruins of what has failed. He was silent for a long moment, his attention seemingly divided between our conversation and the restructuring of reality continuing around us. When he spoke again, his voice was quieter, the pressure of his presence slightly diminished. And what would you have me do, Malkion? What alternative do you offer to my judgment? I considered my answer carefully, knowing that the fate of trillions hung on my response. Guide them, my lord. Not as a god dealing death from above, but as you once did, as a leader. Show them the path to the future you envisioned. Correct their errors, yes. Punish those who have most egregiously abused your name, yes. But give humanity the chance to learn, to grow, to become worthy of the potential you once saw in them. His expression was unreadable, his thoughts beyond my comprehension. Around us, the transformation of the warp continued, though it seemed to have slowed slightly, as if he were diverting some portion of his attention to our conversation. You ask me to be patient with a species that has had 10,000 years to learn from its mistakes and has instead only compounded them. You ask me to guide those who have proven themselves incapable of following the most basic principles I established. Yes, my lord, because that is who you were. Not a god of judgment, but a teacher, a father, one who understood that growth requires time, requires mistakes, requires forgiveness. He turned away from me, his gaze directed outward, toward the galaxy that lay exposed before him. I could feel his consciousness touching distant stars, distant minds, weighing and measuring the worth of civilizations that had risen and fallen during his long absence. Perhaps, he said finally, there is wisdom in your words, Malkion. Perhaps my judgment has been hasty. Colored by 10,000 years of pain and witnessing the perversion of my work, perhaps there is another way. I felt a sudden shift in the warp, a redirection of the golden energy that had been remaking it, not a cessation, but a change in purpose. Where before it had been a weapon of judgment, now it seemed to be. Searching, examining, evaluating with greater care. I will not return to the Golden Throne, he continued. That prison has held me for too long, nor will I allow the continuation of the imperial cult, the perversion of science into religion, the transformation of my imperium into a theocratic nightmare. These things end now. But the destruction, the judgment, these I will reconsider. There may be more worth preserving than I first believed. Relief flooded through me, so intense that for a moment I feared I might collapse despite my enhanced physiology. He had listened. The being who could remake reality with a thought had considered the words of his creation and found merit in them. Thank you, my lord, I said simply, knowing that no more elaborate response was necessary or appropriate. Do not thank me yet, Malkion. His voice carried a warning now. What comes next will still be the end of the Imperium as it has existed for millennia. The corrupt will still face judgment. The institutions built on lies will still be dismantled. The false faith created in my name will still be expunged, but it will be done with discernment, with recognition that not all who participated in this system were equally culpable. He turned back to me, his expression now that of a general planning a campaign, focused and determined. And you, my faithful, doubting Malkion, you who had the courage to question a god, you will be my instrument in what comes next, my voice among those who cannot withstand my direct presence, my ambassador to the humanity I once knew and may come to know again. Before I could respond, reality shifted once more. The void of space disappeared, replaced by the ruined grandeur of the imperial palace. We stood in a chamber I recognized, though it had been transformed by his presence. The Senatorum Imperialis, where the High Lords of Terra had once governed the Imperium in his name. The massive table where they had sat was untouched, but the thrones, arranged around it, were empty, their former occupants now judged and found wanting. Here is where we begin the Reformation, he said, moving to the head of the table and gesturing for me to take the seat to his right. The first of many such conversations that will determine the shape of what comes next. You have earned your place in this, Malkion. Your voice will be heard. As I took my seat, I felt the weight of what had just occurred. I, a custodian created to serve without question, had questioned the Emperor himself and lived to tell of it. More than that, I had affected his judgment, had turned his wrath, if not to mercy, then at least to more measured consideration. It was heresy beyond imagining. It was also, perhaps, the most faithful service I had ever rendered. What comes next will not be easy, Malkion, he said, reading my thoughts with casual ease. The galaxy has grown used to its corruption, its compromises, its comfortable lies. Removing these will cause pain, resistance, even open rebellion. There will be war unlike any seen since the Horus Heresy. There will be suffering on a scale that would break a lesser being to witness. But there will also be hope. A chance for humanity to become what it was always meant to be, free from the shackles of blind faith, free from the predation of chaos and Xenos alike, free to grow into its psychic potential without the corruption that has always accompanied it. He leaned forward, his eyes now burning with determination rather than judgment. This is the task before us, Malkion. Not the destruction of humanity, but its rebirth. Are you prepared for what that entails? I thought of the Imperium I had known, of its cruelties and its kindnesses, of the trillions of lives that would be affected by what was to come, of the institutions, the beliefs, the very foundations of human civilization that would
Oh my gosh, it's Potato. Hey, hey.
in a galaxy suddenly
Welcome, welcome.
I also thought of the potential that had.
How have you been? Hope everything's been going well. Okay, what was I supposed to do? Yeah. Wait a minute. Yay, doing good. Did a meeting. Nice. Hopefully your meeting went well as usual. Lynn had a good stream. Oh, she streamed. I didn't even know about it. Wait. Where's my notifications? Oh. Okay, she did stream. It didn't make a sound or so anything like that. Bruh. Oh, maybe I was outside during that time. I have no idea. But he's playing Spider 2 all time now. Okay. So you found her new addiction, I suppose. Let's go. Although that is indeed interesting. Okay, this bot is again messaging me like anything. Like, what the hell? She did art stream today. Oh, nice. Slay the Spire. Okay, so she was like probably continuing the drawings, right? You know, making those card thingies like that same game, Slay the Spire game. Yeah, she now wants to make cards too. Oh, I see. Okay, it's like those cards, I see. Man. That reminds me, Paladins also had like those kind of cards. Actually, when I first played Paladins and when I came to see their like card systems, I was actually interested on how they used to make it. Like, literally reminded me of like League of Legends style art style. Although I never played that game, I only watch others play because, man, I have no idea what even goes on in there. But yeah, that's what reminded me of like those cards. And then later I came to know that the studio, I mean, I have no idea still, but the art studio in that company used to be like a single person job or like a few group, but the main art director was a furry. Like some of the characters that they released along with their skin definitely showed like his that person's fetishes, I would suppose to say. The way he used to like the way those artworks were made, it was like, I know the kind of stuff you're into, but I just can't prove it yet. Yeah. Uh, okay, Slay the Spire reminded you of LOL? No, 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 no. Not Slay the Spire. I'm talking about the cards like Paladins. They had like cards in there which you used to like change the characteristics of a character. And if you remember, those cards had like an artwork inside there along with the descriptions of what that card used to do. It was like fascinating too. Yes, or Overwatch probably very based on to those popular games. I not Overwatch like just Paladins. Overwatch never never had a card system or anything like that. Only Paladins did. But yeah, like yeah, those are good art style. Even what Lin was trying was like it reminded me of that, like the shading and everything, the style and all. Maybe I should try practicing that kind of style too, but it just doesn't go with the style that I want to learn. Maybe I will after I think that I've mastered enough to proceed on to the next art style that I want to learn. But let's see how that goes. As of now, I am an absolute noob in art, as you can see. I have no idea what I've drawn over here. And I was like, uh, like trying out some weird. I have no idea if it's even called art style, but like randomly assigning colors to those line art over there. It just doesn't make any sense at all of what's really happening here, but I have no idea. It looks a little bit messy. Most of its stuff don't make sense at all. But I mean, yeah, I'm just experimenting at this point. Maybe I accidentally find out something that's gonna be like, oh, this is something that has been never done before in any in artwork that I've seen. Oh yeah, they definitely get a team and do the art, some studio or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was named the Thunderbrush or something like that. Did you get affiliate on Twitch? Nope. And I don't think so. I'll be getting one in like a few more years, I suppose, because I think it is a skill issue. Like I mean, I will be improving my streams with time, like making and adding new stuff for my streams. Although it would have been better, like there was some stuff in my mind that I wanted to do for my streams, but for that I needed like affiliate thingy, especially it's like related to channel points thingy. I had so many plans, but I think I have to scrap them off and do something else. Dang, wouldn't you get it? Because there are like 4 requirements when you get to get like Twitch affiliate or Twitch partnership or something like that. So for me, it's what is it called? Yeah, like there's reach 25 followers, which I have gone way past it. Like I'm currently at 85 followers. Stream 4 days a month. I'm literally streaming like every day now. Stream 4 hours per month, and I'm like at 70 hours this single month. And the last one, this one is like my bane of existence. I think it truly reflects the skill issue that I possess with me, and that is having a minimum of 3 average viewers on 4 different days. So like in any of the 4 streams, you're supposed to have at least 3 different viewers for a specific amount of time that are like chatting with each other, interacting with you, and those kind of stuff. And yeah, I think you can certainly observe of my stream right now. So yeah, that's how it is. Like I did actually get it once because someone raided me, and she was someone I knew. So just because of that one raid, I was able to get like 1 out of 4, right? Yeah, it was like I was able to get 1 out of 4, but I think it's I think it resets every month. So like I was like back to 0 then. And then yeah, I was like, damn. So that's how it's gonna be. Yeah, like I would say like 60 to 70% of the time, it's only like that one viewer that you see in the Twitch stream is like me literally watching my own chat. Like it for chat, like I open it separately on my phone where I set it to audio only so that I can only see the chat. But other than that, yeah, that's like that's how my stream usually goes. Like sometimes it's like 2 viewers, and very rare occasions it goes up beyond that. So yeah, that's how it is. I am supposed to get at least an average of 3 viewers on 4 different days, which I am not able to. I mean, I understand why I'm not able to do it. There are like few reasons that I can definitely point out. And yeah, like yeah, I simply have to keep working, like just move on with it. Slowly but surely I gotta improve something that would help with viewer retention or something like that. Like I gotta do something like probably add some stream extensions or something that where people, if they don't like my stream, they can play around doing other stuff. playing games or something while watching my stream. So maybe that's how it's gonna be. But yeah, I mean, stream stuff I'll be doing later on, like working on overlays, probably even making new animations and all those kind of stuff. That's certainly I have plans for in the future. I don't think that will get me far. But yeah, with how things are going around, I think it will take a couple more years to get affiliate. Unfortunately, that depends on how hard I grind, I suppose. I mean, not like stream every day. I mean, I had been streaming every day for months, but that didn't give me anything. So I'll have to like, yeah, grind on other aspects. Like I gotta increase that sex appeal in my stream, I suppose. Oh, man, I gotta hire some ladies for my stream. Completed.
Closest. A lot quicker. We'll add a bit more shading, but completely differently than what we've done so far. So the tool I'll be using this time is just a big soft brush. And I'll actually do this entire step on a single layer too. So let's just control select my flat.
You know what, actually, I think I'm done with this drawing over here. Oh shoot, wait, I forgot to like erase this stuff. Yeah. Wait, okay, it was on this layer. I saw the remove it. Oh yeah, I was like teaching someone there. A very long-time viewer of mine just dropped by. Sometimes regular in my streams, and he wanted to learn on how to start drawing or something like that. And I was teaching her that she should be starting from drawing basic shapes and then move on to like drawing 3D shapes and then drawing them in perspective and yada yada yada. Oh wait, that reminds me. Oh yeah, okay. I did send her the tutorial video. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that will invigorate some motivation within her to start drawing again, like start grinding for it, hopefully. I wish you had channel rewards so I could remove your rules photo. What? Bro. I mean, you don't need to really have any channel rewards for that, you know? All you gotta do is ask. Simple as that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I mean, yeah, I can just like literally remove this picture and replace it with something else, but what do I put it there? Like, what should I put it there? Let me go to my channel. Okay, it was this one, right? Edit panels. Okay, add image to 320 pixel. What? I mean, I didn't do anything, draw anything funny here. What should I even put there? Should I put some random ass meme over there? Oh, you know what? Okay, I'll just put this thing over here. I'm gonna change the picture of temporarily with this. Oh shit. Okay, let's see now. Oh, it's done. Okay, let me refresh the page. What's this? Panel title, panel title. Okay, let's see now. Oh yeah, it got removed. Let's go. I mean, this is the only picture I found, but this will be like a temporary picture. Oh man. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I should probably add more panels or something like that in there. But I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to add. Yeah, rules is there. I think I should be adding something related to. Okay, I think it looks good enough. Yeah. Okay, it's like 12:30, really? It's that late night. I did not know I streamed this late. Man, I think I should be like taking my leave or something. Yeah. I don't know. Wait. Is there something else remaining over here? I don't think so. Uh, oh yeah, by the way, can you see it? Like I changed the rules. So I think, yeah, nice, I see it. Yeah. Now, are you satisfied with the results? Hmm. Now I don't get jump scared. Lamar. That reminds me. Oh yeah, I had an idea this morning when I was working. Oh, okay. I was supposed to draw one illustration that I had in my mind, but I think it's fine. Like, yeah. I mean, that's gonna be extremely. No, it won't be scary. I think it's gonna be hot. Not gonna lie. But yeah, like, yeah. Let's see it later. Wait, what is the date today? It's 13th, right? So before the end of the month, I should have that illustration ready. But right now, I think, I was supposed to animate today. What I did this entire time? This stupid thing over here. I mean, yeah. I was distracted, like way too much distracted. That's not a really good thing. Lama, okay, like I was gonna, oh yeah, I was gonna end my stream and then Lamau, I did not start the raid. but it's okay. You know what? Let's just end it simply. No, you know what? Let me rate this particular person here. Oh yeah, she was the one. Because of her, she's finally streaming. It's been a long time since she's streamed. Oh yeah, the one I was talking about, like only once did I get one of that achievement where like you get 3 concurrent viewers for like 4 days straight, and I got it like 1 out of 4 because she rated me that day. And yeah, that's something that I will always remember. If only I had a bigger viewer base to rate her with, but I guess this is fine. Let's not judge too much. Let's go. Let me introduce you to this adorable little goofer. And let's go.
Feels like back then, you see, my mom wouldn't listen to me. Oh, hey! Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, RK. Thank you. How was your stream? How was your stream? What art have you been making? Hmm? Raiders, you know? I miss the day when my voice can still sound as clear as my notification voice. Huh, I miss. Hey, long time no see. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. What are you working on your stream? Yeah. Oh, hey. Hi, Ed. Oh, you're in your YouTube? Okay. I'm gonna fix the proportion of this when I get the body soon. The breast goes here. Wait, does the breast goes? Oh, it does. Okay. Okay. Hmm? Something I can fell asleep to. Well, okay. If my stream helps you sleep, it's your enjoy your stay. All good. Was working on some illustration. Illustration. Okay. Hopefully you're drawing better than before. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am. I'm still on meds. And well, all the test results are normal. At least I'm not puking blood and nose bleeding anymore. I really thought I only have few months left to live. No shit. Cuz I've never puke and nosebleed like that before. Like it was scary. It was so scary. I've started thinking about like all things flashes back in my no, this is so scary. Mhm. Okay, now how do you fix the proportions of this? Mm. Please don't stress. Yeah, also, yeah, my friends told me it could be due to stress too. Because